At California Psychics, we know that sometimes you can wake up thinking,
I don't know if I'm in the right career. Ew. Or the right relationship.
But whatever your life dilemma, at California Psychics, we'll give you the guidance you need to feel certain about your life choices. And because we only connect you with the very best, we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. California Psychics. Call 1-800-PREDICT today and get 20 minutes for just $20.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines nonstop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. On yesterday's award-winning program, our very own Mike Hawk brought us the story of an inmate in a French prison who escaped. Now, was his escape some Shawshank Redemption-style breakout 20 years in the making? Not at all. He escaped from prison by hiding in the suitcase of another inmate who was being released legally. That's it. And it worked. Now, last week, a woman named Svetlana Dali, she was sentenced to time served. What was her crime? Well, she's one of the repeat stowaways who illegally hitches rides on commercial flights. And she is neither the first nor the last person to do so. A guy in Philadelphia, he managed to sneak onto a flight there. He was caught, and in addition to 1 year probation, he owes American Airlines $60,000. Now, essentially, the stowaways were attempting to smuggle themselves. And frankly, I would think that airports deal with more smuggling attempts than anywhere else on Earth. Drugs, money, gold, most recently, tarantulas, and not a few tarantulas. Customs officials at an airport in Germany, they looked inside of containers labeled chocolate sponge cake. And instead of chocolate sponge cake, they found 1,500 tarantulas. Yes, you heard that correctly. 1,500 tarantulas. Kind of proves the point. People will attempt to smuggle anything. We had a guy who hid turtles in his pants at the airport, live birds in a duffel bag, or if you're like me, a flask at an elementary school performance. Look, it's the worst kept secret, all right? I rolled over the flask. I don't want to be there. You don't want to hear the thing. But inevitably and mercifully, they always have like a 10-minute intermission. I go out to the parking lot, choke down a few cigarettes, and what do you know? A lot of fathers seem to follow me out there. And we all get a little nip and then a little toke. And then the rest of the performance is wonderful. But that's what we're talking about today. I'm not alone. People try to sneak in flasks to places, sneak joints into concerts, all that kind of stuff. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. Our question, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration. We want to know, successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle?
Be a part of the big show. Call 206-803-ROCK. Like KISW on Facebook. Follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, it's easy to connect to vibrant destinations across Europe. Whether you're sipping espresso in stylish Milan or raising a stein at Oktoberfest in Munich, Condor makes your journey just as enjoyable as your destination. With spacious cabins and relaxing service, your vacation starts the moment you board. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, Do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
It's always been diet and exercise. Why not diet, exercise, brush, and floss? Or how about diet, exercise, brush, floss, and see your dentist for regular exams? It may not roll off the tongue, but there are far worse things that could be rolling off your tongue, right down to your heart. Like the very same bacteria that's linked to heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and more. And by the way, to find a dentist nearby, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and learn more about how oral health links to overall wellness so you can live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Well, Charles, away we go. Welcome to the 20th anniversary season, episode number 4,353. What a large and a charged program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat coming up. Taryn Daly, Steve Mix from the Daily Mix Morning Show. We will sit and spin today. The official title of this is 10 country covers that may have more soul than the original version.
More soul than the original version?
Yes.
Okay. So that's what I think of when I think of country music. I'm like, man, the soul they've got.
Well, in my mind, it's either a better version or it's not.
You might do it. I mean, like Johnny Cash, he basically did a better version of every song he covered.
Sure.
He had some kind of soul, but also, late in life, he's kind of reflecting on things. But I would say modern country music that I hear, whether you like it or not, I don't associate soul with that at all.
Yeah, so I'm assuming
Maybe
that the
Stapleton.
Right, Stapleton
right.
might break it out, but I don't think that's what they're going for.
But, country artists covering a who's who. Everybody, Metallica, Pearl Jam, Nirvana.
Pearl Jammy Jam.
Pink Floyd, believe it or not. Springsteen, Oasis. All covered by country artists.
Springsteen, I feel like, lends himself to country music.
Yeah,
that's kind of an easy.
if you listen to Nebraska, it's basically country.
It's called Nebraska.
4:30 coming up. We'll sit and spin with 10 country covers coming up. And today we're going to talk about smuggling, whether you were successful or not. What did you smuggle? Was it you? Did you happen to sneak into someplace? That is our question as we bring up the story that custom officials discovered on Monday. They released photos from a seizure of roughly 1,500 young tarantulas that were found inside plastic containers that had been hidden in chocolate sponge cake boxes shipped to an airport in western Germany. Now, customs officials found the shipment at the Cologne Bonn airport in a package that had arrived from Vietnam. They were tipped off by a noticeable smell that did not resemble the expected aroma of 15 pounds of delicious chocolate sponge cake. Cologne Customs spokesman Jens Allen said, "My colleagues at the airport regularly supervised by the contents of prohibited packages from all over the world. But the fact they found around 1,500 small plastic containers containing tarantulas in this package left even the most experienced among them somewhat speechless. He hailed an extraordinary seizure, but one that saddens us to see what some people will do to profit purely off of animals. Many of the 8-legged creatures did not survive the trip in a suspected violation of German animal welfare rules. While survivors were given to the care of an expert handler,
cool.
He said the estimated value of the shipment is being assessed. Criminal proceedings are underway against the intended recipient, in part for alleged violations of failure to pay the proper import duties and make the proper customs declarations, according to the office. Now, I don't know what the value of tarantulas are.
Don't know.
But I do know this. We used to work with this lady. I'm pretty sure Brenda, if I'm not mistaken. And she had a friend that lived like in, I don't know if it was like the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, or I don't know where
it was kind of Caribbean-ish, if I remember.
Right.
That's right.
But anyway, she goes down there and she's going to visit her friend.
She'd been talking about this trip for like a month, right? And we're kind of jealous because of where this woman lived. And again, I don't remember, but it's like, I'm going to go visit her. she lives in this tropical paradise.
Yeah.
And, I mean, she is counting
paradise.
down the days.
So she's on the side of this hill, and the driveway, which is paved, goes up to her home.
Yeah.
All right. So apparently, a tropical storm or a hurricane was blowing in.
It was coming in.
Exactly the same time when she arrived. She beat the storm, but what she did not realize is, and what I'd never heard in my life, are what the animals do and how they seek refuge before the storm hits. We're talking thousands, tens of thousands of tarantulas are moving up the hill. Okay?
Including this woman's driveway.
You could not walk up the driveway without stepping on 50 of these things. They were everywhere.
Right, it's like a giant moving carpet.
The entire hillside is covered in this army of tarantulas.
And keep in mind,
that are marching up the
they're not
hill.
just on the hill, they're also on the street and the hill that now slopes down. So, like, no matter
everywhere.
where.
The cab driver dropped them off. They opened up the door, and I mean, they're stepping on it.
Well,
they can't avoid them.
She had said that, so she went down alone. Her friend is in the house, and she realizes there's tarantulas everywhere. And like any normal human being, this skeeves her out. So she's sitting in the taxi. You're going to, like, hang on 1 second, let me call my friend. Cab driver's like, cool. She's like, hey, man, I am, like, at the bottom of your driveway. The guy does not want to drive up the driveway. Like, how do I get to your house? Because there's a bunch of tarantulas. And her friend was like, well, you got to walk up to the house. She's like, but there's a lot of tarantulas. She's like, right.
Yeah.
You got to walk through the tarantulas.
You do.
I would have gone back to the
But she said it was perfectly fine. Just walk on up. They don't worry about it.
And they did. I mean, they didn't attack
yeah.
her. It's nothing like that. It's just the sense of doing that.
So why are we scared of tarantulas? Or why was I always scared of them?
Because they're hairy spiders.
Well, okay, but what do they do? They bite you?
They can.
They can.
And most of them are non-lethal. I mean, look, man, it's just appearance.
Okay, so there's nothing really inherently
no
that you have to worry about.
I mean, small animals, sure.
If a tarantula is crawling on my body, I am safe. Is that what you're saying?
You are safe. You're probably not calm, but you're saying, look, I know this to be true.
I realize a venomous snake could slither over top of me, but it has the potential to do some damage.
See, I'm not scared of a venomous snake. Snakes just don't bother me. I would be wary of a venomous snake, obviously, because it's venomous. Snakes don't bug me. Tarantulas, for the most part, perfectly harmless. Mm-hmm. However, if there were one in my bed, if there were one on my body, I would lose my mind. But listening to the story, just think about all the things that you hear about people smuggling at airports, where they choose to smuggle things, what it is they're trying to bring in. You know people are going to have drugs. That's not going to shock anyone. But I would like to work customs just for 1 week at an airport just to see the things that either people try to bring onto the plane or things that people try to smuggle off.
I think the most impressive one for me is the airport in Hawaii. I mean, you want to talk about not being able to get anything in. I mean,
no, they don't want it.
Nothing. Because, if you go to Kauai, there's really no natural predators, so to speak.
Yep.
That's why there's chickens and roosters running around everywhere. There's no snakes. There's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. And when you go to the airport, whether it's a piece of fruit.
Nope.
You can't bring. I mean, you name it. I mean, you can't get in there with anything.
Well, I think they probably look at the lower 48 and go, look, all this invasive crap
and all the tourists they have from Asia. And it's in the middle of the ocean,
right.
I mean,
don't bring
from
it
everywhere
here. And there are zero exceptions to this.
Dude, I watch those smuggling shows all the time.
Yeah.
And, like, most of it, it's not drugs. It's food.
Really?
Yes. Well, think about the Mexican bologna.
Right. People come from other countries, and they just want to bring stuff back.
So are they kind of unaware?
It's very odd to us, but they love, and they're just like, you cannot bring this into the country.
But most of these people, they're kind of innocently trying to bring it, right? Like, they don't necessarily know.
Some of them you could tell are bringing stuff back because they're going to put it in their restaurant or something.
Yeah, well, dude, I saw a woman. I felt so bad for her. If she would have checked her bag, she'd have been fine. A guy I know who does security at the airport, he's going through the bag, so I walked over there to say hey to him. And he's pulling out, and she's Canadian, all this stuff from Trader Joe's. Like their hot honey.
Oh, and she wants to take it back up to Canada.
Their salad dressings.
Yeah.
They don't have Trader Joe's. I never really. So I'm pretty sure that there was like a dude for a while who was driving down to the United States, and he opened up like Trader John's in Vancouver and just sold back all the stuff that he was buying at Trader Joe's because they don't have Trader Joe's. But, I mean, you could just see the look on her face like, if I would have just checked this bag. If I would have just
checked it, you'd be fine.
So I was going to say, can she just not go back out, with her bag and just check it?
And check it, and get
and
back
then just
in
walk through back security? I think you can.
Oh, can you?
Well, yeah. I mean, just because you're getting your bag. But
so you just can't
have maybe when they pull all that stuff out of that carry-on, let's say walk them out physically, they don't, you could just take off and go to the.
I think she probably just was over the limit of ounces.
Correct. Like the size of the bottle. You know what I mean? Bigger than 8 ounces or whatever.
But like food, you can pack. Like I have friends that were shocked, but like traditionally, if I fly back from Baltimore, I will put like a cold thing and either my mom's chicken salad or Lito's pizza. People are like, you could do that? I'm like, oh, yeah.
Right.
I don't mind.
It's going to stay fine because it's so cold.
Yeah.
And, you put it in your carry-on or you checking this stuff?
So I put it, if I have a check bag, I'll put it in my check bag.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to die, but I roll the dice sometimes with
5-hour pizza. Just put it on top.
Yes.
Okay.
They burned us, man.
5-hour pizza.
We were coming back from Mexico, and we went through Houston. That was the thing. So, and customs is so weird to me because you land back in the States, your bags are waiting for you. You claim your bags, you go through customs, they check all your crap, and then for whatever reason, even though you're in a secure location, you have to go back through TSA security again. I mean, absolutely. I think it's
especially on international travel.
Right. But so we get back, and when our luggage comes down, we realize one of the handles has been broken off of one of our smaller checked bags, but it's still tiny enough we can make it a carry-on. So I'm like, man, they broke the goddamn handle up. We're like, whatever, we'll just make it a carry-on. No big deal, because the issue was when the handle broke off, the tag for its final destination is now gone. So we went to an airport guy, and we said, hey, we don't care that you broke the handle, but our tag's gone. He goes, man, you got to make it a carry-on because we don't know where this bag goes. They won't even let it on the plane, blah, blah, blah. We said, fine, whatever. Use it as a carry-on. So we get flagged all of a sudden. Whose bag is this? It's like, that's our bag with the broken handle. She unzips it. Now, keep in mind, we've been to Mexico, so there's all this like sunblock crap, all this hair product for the kids.
So you had to take all that out and throw it away, I guess.
Uh-huh. And the woman, right, so she could see the look on my face, and she's like, well, sir, there's a certain number of ounces. I said, listen, I travel a lot. I know all of that. The reason I'm pissed off, I'm like, your airline. I'm not mad at anyone about that. I said, but it broke the effing handle off of our effing suitcase, so we lost the final destination tag. That is the only reason that this is a carry-on. So it almost seems like a setup. Now it's going to cost me, because my wife estimated about $90 to $100 worth of product. And so the woman's like, well, we have to dispose of it. And I told her straight up, do me a favor to make me less angry about this. Keep it for yourself. This is really, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Seriously, I was like, look, it's good stuff. Keep it for yourself. We just bought it before the trip, but thanks.
We stay at the airport. Every major airline has a sizable team of people tasked with catching travelers who attempt to use them to facilitate illegal transport. And that includes Atlanta's Hartsfield at agents at the busiest hub in the world. They recently detected a sizable haul that led to an influencer being charged with trying to transport $3 million worth of marijuana to Brazil.
Damn.
Now, as the story goes from Bro Bible, nearly half of the states in America have legalized recreational use of marijuana over the past couple of decades. And while it's become increasingly normalized, it's still illegal at the federal level as a Schedule I substance. As a result, you usually want to avoid boarding an airplane with any form of weed in your possession, especially if you're headed to another country where the drug is outlawed. That includes Brazil, which decriminalized the possession of marijuana for personal use in 2006. But
you can't bring it.
You can't. It's illegal to sell and traffic the drug within its borders.
What if you said, I'm not selling this, sir. This is a gift.
If you're going to...
Personal use.
I'm gifting this to someone.
$3 million worth.
Yes.
I don't ever want to have to buy it again.
I like them a lot.
According to Fox 5, a man named Vance Ray Randolph allegedly attempted to do that when he made his way to Hartsfield, Atlanta International Airport, for a flight to Sao Paulo on June 28th, only to attract the attention of Custom and Border Protection agents who flagged his luggage and executed a search before discovering the haul that he had, which included 24.39 pounds of hashish.
Damn.
Hashish.
Bless you.
34 pounds of hash. Wow. Okay. 12.35 pounds of THC wax. Wax is not heavy, folks.
No.
That is a lot of wax. 4.6 pounds of leaf marijuana. We continue. 1.21 pounds of pasty marijuana. What is pasty marijuana?
You get it off a woman's cleavage.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Pasty marijuana. Is that like a paste, I guess?
I guess. Maybe.
Yeah. According to the Atlanta Police Department, the drugs in question have an estimated street value of $2.97 million. And public records show that Randolph was hit with marijuana trafficking charges after being booked at Clayton County Jail. It would appear he's been released on bail, but it's currently unclear when he is scheduled to appear back in court. Now, this was probably in the mid 90s, 90. I'm trying to think when I got so I got into a car crash, and I had to go to rehab, and I got a settlement check. All right, so I think that settlement check
You blew it on drugs.
was $5,000. No, hell no, I wouldn't blow it on drugs.
At the time, you know what you should have
Drugs and
done?
booze.
I blew it on a trip to Jamaica.
Yeah.
So I get done with all this. I have $5,000. I mean, I have never, ever had that fall into my lap before.
Sure.
I'm looking at that check like, oh my God, this is nuts. So at that point in time, Air Jamaica was flying out of BWI. By the way, if you ever get a chance to fly Air Jamaica, the talent is rich. All right, I will just say that. It is. Do you want to?
I've seen him just boarding the flight
Yeah.
in Baltimore and been
mean,
like, gracious.
Smooth operator.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone looks like Sade, right? Get on the plane, get down there, have a wonderful time. Went to Ocho Rios, and on one of the final date, well, my dad kind of tipped me off on something before I left because I was taking my golf clubs down, and he's like, regrip your clubs, just throw all the weed down in the shaft. You know what I mean? Just do that deal. So I got this big ass bag of weed. I take all of the grips off of my clubs, like 4 or 5 clubs, and I just start basically, getting everything nice and broken up, and I'm just shoving weed down into my golf clubs with the help of a coat hanger from the hotel, just jamming it down in there. And I probably got about, honestly, I would say at least 2 to 3 ounces of weed.
Damn. All right.
Which at the time down there was about $60, $70, somewhere in there. It was outdoor weed. It was sticky as hell. It reeked. By the time I put those covers on or re-gripped the clubs, you couldn't smell anything.
Right. Airtight, man.
Air freaking tight. So I get home.
Keep in mind, you couldn't smell anything.
I really couldn't. But I'm telling you what, you should have seen the size of the bud this guy gave me. It was amazing. I'd never. It was so sticky and gummy because it was outdoor weed.
Yeah.
This thing was at least 1.5 feet long. Just one of these buds.
Yeah.
It was like, God. At the time, I wanted to take pictures, but I believe that was the day of. I think I had like maybe one program where you sent the digital into, or you had to go to a grocery store and give them your camera, or I can't.
You gotta get it developed.
I still had to get it developed, so I wasn't going to take.
Don't do it.
I wasn't going to take a picture of this giant. And my phone did not have a camera on it or anything. I don't even know if I had a phone then. Anyway, so I get it all in there and got home, and everything made it there fine. And, smoked all that weed. I saved a bunch of it just because it was really good weed. I was trying not to just rifle through it, but it was so hard not to smoke. The problem with that weed was because it was outdoor weed. You would smoke some of it, you'd have this brown black ring going all the way around your lips.
Oh, yeah. The sticky lip.
You could barely open up your mouth because it was just like you super glued it shut. So at any rate, about 2 or 3 years go by, and I'm playing golf, and I hit a lousy ass shot. I took my club, banged it in the ground. I was in a sand trap, and I heard what sounded like a rain stick. Like,
right.
And I'm like, wait a minute. And so I start shaking this club, and I'm like, man, there is a lot of weed still in this club. So when I get home, I took the grip off again. I start, it was a ton of weed that I missed. Now, keep in mind, this weed is 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah.
At that point, it was as green as when I put it in there. It was as wet as when I put it in there. It was almost like I put it in a time capsule.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I wonder if this stuff will still get me. I sat on the couch for about 10 minutes, just zoning off, just looking around, like, oh my God.
Right.
Oh my God, that weed was still good. And it was, I could not believe I did not get all that. I felt like I'd struck gold again.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's like finding money in your coat pocket.
Yeah, but
I know it's mine, but it's cool to find.
But this is also before even maybe one state had medical marijuana. I don't know who the first one was. It was basically illegal everywhere to the point where I didn't even want to smoke it like out on my porch so my neighbors wouldn't smell it. Because I had guys that worked for NSA and other, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
They probably already knew you smoked it.
Well,
I got weed as golf clubs,
But like anything else, you're either like, I'm cool with that, or you're like,
I'm calling the cops.
Yeah, you're a drug dealer. I got a drug dealer in my neighborhood. Kind of a difference,
My buddy used to smoke, and his wife didn't know. She knew that he used to smoke, all right? And so she was kind of strict with him about smoking weed, but he still always got weed. And at this point, he had like a 3-year-old kid or something in that. No, not even that old, still crawling. And so we would get together, and we'd smoke weed, and he'd kind of clean himself up a little bit, and he'd go home, and his wife never pieced it together. I get a call from him one day, and he's like, hey, man, I just want your advice about what to do. I'm like, what's up? And I can't remember his wife's name, but he's like, Sheila really doesn't like weed, does not like me smoking weed. I'm like, it's fine, man. There's always been a workaround for like 2 years. He goes, right. But when we get weed, we sit there together, and it's a very conversational, social thing because you're separating the seeds from the weed back in the day.
Yeah.
And he would take all the seeds and throw it out in his backyard. And like a traditional Baltimore backyard, it's mostly just a cement parking pad, but there's a couple of cracks here and there. And he goes, man, I got weed growing out of all of the cracks in my backyard. I'm like, so what's the problem? He's like, it's really good weed, but I don't know if my wife can identify. She just thinks they're weeds, so to speak. He's like, but I want to let it grow. But if she sees that I'm not and he inadvertently became a weed grower.
Yep.
And I said, look, man, I said, this is just me. Sometimes you just got to take things on the chin and let a spouse be angry. Grow that goddamn weed. Save yourself some money. And if she doesn't know the difference, no harm, just tell her one of the things I will do for you. I will take care of the gardening outside. So it worked for him for about a year and a half, and then she finally pieced it together.
Yeah, sewer treatment plant at the bottom of the hill where I grew up. It had barbed wire fence around the top, that coiled
Yeah.
stuff. So you could not get in there and mess with a pump or any of that stuff. The entire perimeter of that sewer treatment plant was tomatoes, squash, watermelon would grow, pumpkins, and weed. If you swallowed a seed, if you threw a seed into it all collected there. And I mean, because of the poop, I mean,
yeah, had to go great.
Booming. Like all the stuff around the perimeter is booming. Like the best garden you've ever seen. I don't think you could eat any of that stuff.
Would you smoke it?
I would smoke it.
I would smoke but weed.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind smoking it, but I ain't going to eat it. Successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle? 206-803-ROCK.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines nonstop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
Just got a new puppy or kitten? Congrats! But also, yikes. Between crates, beds, toys, treats, and those first few vet visits, you've probably already dropped a small fortune, which is where Lemonade Pet Insurance comes in. It helps cover vet costs so you can focus on what's best for your new pet. The coverage is customizable, sign-up is quick and easy, and your claims are handled in as little as 3 seconds. Pro tip, Lemonade offers a package specifically for puppies and kittens. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet. Your future self will thank you. Your pet won't. They don't know what insurance is.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X-Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
It's always been diet and exercise. Why not diet, exercise, brush, and floss? Or how about diet, exercise, brush, floss, and see your dentist for regular exams? It may not roll off the tongue, but there are far worse things that could be rolling off your tongue, right down to your heart. Like the very same bacteria that's linked to heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and more. And by the way, to find a dentist nearby, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and learn more about how oral health links to overall wellness so you can live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
Our question, successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Jay. Reel it in, man. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
Let's pull it in, Jay. Come on.
Oh, come on now. So even though, like, mine's a weed story, but gee, that's not near as cool as the last ones you guys were talking about.
Well, we're terrible people.
Yeah. That was a one-shot deal.
Oh, yeah, terrible people. So also I'm a FedEx driver, so I'm driving right now.
All right.
How many packages do you think have drugs in
other
them?
Other than that, it was a couple years ago. I smuggled in some weed on accident. I went to a car racing show in Monroe, and they even patted me down. And but the guy, the security guy that was patting me down, was too overwhelmed with the smoking hot woman behind us.
Yep.
So he literally did the baby pat down, and I didn't even notice it either. I forgot. It was only a 20 sack.
Doesn't matter. They can get you. They'll get you.
Yeah. Well, we ended up because I went with 10 buddies, and he had the weed pipe, and then he forgot his weed, and then I'm like, well, guess what? I made it through that, and then so we took turns hotboxing porta potties.
What? How much weed do you think actually is transported through packages? Like you said, you work for FedEx, UPS, the mail service, all those things.
It was a 20 sack, but I also years later out in Tumwater, since I've had worked at a weed warehouse, so I've been used to seeing pounds and pounds and pounds and that type of stuff.
Yeah, I'm just curious how many people try to mail it.
I knew someone who, in my mind, mailed an extraordinary amount. This is before it was legal, right? So she's one of those loose living women, right? Lots of fun, joy to be around. We're having this party. We're talking about weed because I want to say at this point, maybe Washington was debating at least decriminalizing it. She's like, man, I don't care about that. I got some friends in New Jersey who'd come out to visit me. They really like the weed here. So I sent them a pound and a half. And we're like, you sent it to them how? It's like, I put it in the goddamn mail. It's like, wait a minute. You put a pound and a half of weed in the mail. She said, yeah, I did. She goes, I sealed it up. I put it in a box. I went to the post office. They weighed it. They weighed a pound and a half. I paid for postage. My hands here are done. I'm like, oh, my God. She never got caught. Yeah. But it just blew my mind. That's just not something I would do. International borders and the U.S. postal system, I'm like, just don't mess with them, man.
The one I did it once.
You mailed weed?
Years ago. I was going to New York City with a buddy. And I
think I know the buddy.
Yeah. So he was like, we got to get Washington weed out there. And I was like, I don't know. So we mailed a pair of brand new shoes to the hotel we were staying at. Okay. Right. Now, of course, the hotel's in my name. And when we get in there, they're like, Mr. Smith, 2 things. I was like, oh, no. All right. They're like, first, we got to move your room so it'll be an upgrade, but your view's going to suck.
Okay.
And then they said, oh, come over here. And I walk over there, and, you could kind of feel your heart racing a little bit. And they're like, here's your package. Went upstairs, unwrapped it, and there was the Nikes with in the box still with an ounce of weed in them.
Nice. Well done.
We almost got in trouble, too, in Hell's Kitchen. Because this doorman was like, you guys reek of weed. I'm not letting you in. And then my buddy just goes, do you want the other half of the blunt? It's from Washington State. And he was like, go ahead in.
For real.
Nice. That's nice. My roommate, first 2 years, lived with him. Then he went on and got some different roommates. One of the dudes was from New Jersey. Affluent family.
Nice.
Pretty well off. And his thing was cocaine. He loved cocaine.
Of course.
He dealt cocaine.
The rich guy?
Yeah. Believe it or not. Shocking. From New Jersey. Wow.
I'm blown away.
Mind blown. He sold a lot of cocaine.
Yeah.
But he would get all of his cocaine in New York or New Jersey, somewhere up there. At any rate, at the Morgantown Airport, you could actually go in a private jet. You could get a personal flight.
Okay.
You could get a flight. I mean, you could go there, you just pay in cash, and they'll fly you where you want to go.
If you are affluent, yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what it was. You go up there and you pay, and then they'll fly you wherever you want to go. So those two idiots, about once every 2 months, would hire the same guy. They would fly to some place in New Jersey. His roommate would go and get whatever he needed to get from the guy at the parking lot. They'd get back on the plane and fly back with however much that he got. Mm-hmm. And they made enough money where they were able to pay for the flight.
Yeah. I had a...
from the sale of their goods. That's how much they were picking up.
I had a friend. It wasn't really a friend.
I was like, this is insane, guys.
It was someone I knew. He was a private pilot. Same thing. And he's like... Basically, you'll get a call, and within 24 hours, whoever your client is, then they want to go wherever it is they go. So he's like, fly across the country. He is the ex-husband of Dizzle's sister. So you guys know Dizzle. So her next youngest sister was married to this guy. Turns out he's a psychopath. But anyway, one time he did fly out to Seattle. So it's like, hey, meet me at the bar. I'm not going to drink. He was good on that tip, right? So he's there with his co-pilot. And every time I saw this guy, he's wearing sweats, flip-flops, backwards baseball cap. When he shows up as a pilot, man, clean cut, perfectly pressed uniform, right? Super professional. I'm like, well, who are some of the people you fly around? He's like, I can't tell you that. It's almost like the HIPAA of the private.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
So not on private flights.
I'm like, all right, how many of them are up to no good? He's like, look, man, he goes, some people, you know who they are. You've heard of them, and they're kind of up to no good, but because they're of celebrity status, it doesn't really matter. And I'm like, are they bringing drugs on the plane? He goes, I don't ask, but yes. He goes, because you know who these people are. This is what they do. And he goes, but there's an occasional client, and your story reminds me, he goes, this guy looks like an absolute dirtbag. Like you wouldn't let him into Walmart kind of guy. And this guy's had like 7 flights with me, and they do ask for this particular guy by name. He just has like a duffel bag or a briefcase. He's like, I have no question that he has drugs in there, right? He doesn't want anything when you get on the plane. They offer you a drink. It's like, nah. That's basically all he has to say. We drop him off, whatever. We wait in town within 6 to 12 hours. You get the call back. Guy gets on the plane. He has a different duffel bag, a different briefcase, and we fly his ass back to from whence he came, and we don't see him again until we get another call. But he's not the guy that calls. He's just the passenger. But he said the first time they picked him up, we get off the plane, and they think a homeless dude has wandered onto the tarmac. It's like, so we're talking to security and all this kind of thing, and security goes, no, that's the guy. And he looks at him. He goes, no, the guy we're flying. He goes, that's the guy. He said, is he like a convict? Like, where are the cops? It's like, hey, man, look, we don't know what to tell you.
Jesus.
That's the guy. Yeah. He goes, but he never looked, even had different clothes on, but always looked like crap. And he goes, I know I'm helping this guy deliver drugs, but I don't know what's in his bag. And professionally, I can't ask him, like, hey, man, is that a bag full of cocaine? He's like, you can't do it, but I know that it was. It's like, damn, man.
Oh, look.
But he's like, look, it's no matter to, I will not get arrested. I don't know what this guy had. Whatever he's doing is entirely his problem.
They would talk about this. They would say, like, yeah, Friday night, you're out. Like, yeah, we're going to go to New York tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow's when things are coming in. Okay, all right. What time's your flight out, Matt? Noon. Guys leaving at noon. Okay. So you've been doing your stuff, and it's like 4 p.m.
And he's back?
He's back.
Yeah, right.
Like it was an hour-and-a-half flight.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally all it was.
You land, you get your crap, you
fly
leave.
Back. And I'm like, you're back already? He's like, yeah, man. And I'm just like, wow.
Yep, don't ask questions.
Wow.
I mean, I assume.
Wow. Well, he's not around anymore. Obviously, he ran a little too fast, but yeah.
There's got to be times they do check private jets and private planes.
They have to.
But it's definitely not all the time.
No, there's no way, man.
Yeah.
I think it's like getting a cavity search at TSA. Like, maybe you got pulled up randomly, but you're not counting on it happening.
Successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle? 206-803-ROCK.
Another thing I would say, Ted, is if you have enough money, they're not going to check. I get the feeling whoever this guy worked for had enough cash where it's like, you don't need to check him.
Yeah, I mean, I had somebody years ago, right? We were all going to a UFC fight, right? And he had really good tickets. And this was a lawyer that had done well in life. He couldn't, but his buddies were kind of arguing who was going to get these tickets. So he told me and somebody else, he said, why don't you just come with me? And then you could sit there for half of it and then whatever. So he booked flights on this private airline. I mean, we didn't have anything on us, but it just blew me away. You just sit at Boeing Field, just sitting in a room, and then the pilot just comes in and goes, you ready to go? It's like, yeah. He's like, grab your bag, throw it on the plane.
And that's it.
That's it.
And that was it.
That's it. My stepfather growing up, I mean, I was too young to drink, but he would take me to all the, so this fits both ends of this question. He would take me to Mountaineer football games. His cousin worked the gate.
Okay.
He was one of the guys that worked one of the gates going into the stadium. So we'd always go into that. And then there were always like some seats available kind of near the band, so to speak. Like the band had a section, but like around the perimeter, you could get a seat or two, right? So you didn't have to listen to the band the entire time. I didn't mind. I thought it was great. But my stepfather had a cane, and the bottom screwed off of it. And it was full of 4 test tubes with cork stoppers in them. And he would pour whiskey into all of those. And we would get about, I don't know, half a block away from the gate. And my stepfather would take the cane. He was walking with it, just holding it. He'd put it down, start kind of limping his way in, limp his way to the seat, and then he would get Cokes with his buddies. I remember his cousin Kenny Claudio was there. They just take those test tubes out, man, start pouring themselves drinks. And there might have been more test tubes than that. They drank the entire game out of that cane. So we got in for free. They didn't sell liquor or anything like that.
Yeah, of course.
Well, college football used to be the home bastion of sneaking stuff in, right? Because none of them
wouldn't
would
sell.
Yeah, right. But I'm with you. I mean, I remember even as a kid, and I don't think my dad and uncles never cared. I mean, one time I remember they got somebody in trouble, but these guys were like just obnoxious and screaming and F words and this and that. But I remember as a kid, the guy behind us, he had like a little like fake bladder that he would wear.
Oh,
and
yeah.
even as a kid, it seemed so cool. It didn't
Did it have a little tube that he could pull up and like suck out of it?
Yeah, he would just kind of open his jacket and put it in there. Like, I get it now, they're getting drunk, but like they were fine drunk people, so they never bugged anybody. But I remember as a kid, I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
It's like the second.
I didn't even know what they were sneaking in.
It's almost like the second.
You don't know.
It's like the second act in tailgating. Like you get there early. You're already doing your thing. You're already drinking because at least back in the day, there was no beer sales or anything like that. So
correct.
You had to go in and get a little bit tuned up beforehand.
There's a few stadiums that still won't.
But
like, I want to say University of Georgia, like outside of their suites, they're like, we're not selling beer. You people are you're already too drunk.
Yeah.
We had a guy, a kid, I won't say his name, but anyway, we're like in fourth grade, and his dad was one of those guys who's constantly working on the Camaro that's in the front yard, right? It was just always out there. And he would do little bits here and there. But as a kid, it's the coolest looking car on earth. This kid was a pretty cool kid, and we're just looking at the car. His dad's not home, and he pops the trunk, and we're like, does your dad go camping a lot? And we're all just staring in the back. And he's like, we never go camping. We're like, why does he have all these little metal canteens? And we just thought it was the greatest thing in the world. And every one we unscrewed still had a little booze in it. And then we're like, oh.
Yeah,
so we're still not, you're 9 or 10, so you're not fully tracking, but somehow you know you shouldn't let anyone know. So I remember the kid closes the trunk and just says, I'm not going to tell my mom. And we all just like, like we don't know what's going on, but I think maybe we keep that quiet. Looking back, like, Dad was getting hammered a lot.
Well, the problem, I've been to a couple non-alcoholic weddings. One of them involved a very, 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 very close family member.
Me too.
All right. So, but to have a flask in a church, because we were going right from the church to the reception.
Yeah.
And that was weird. So I got a flask on me. But, when people sneak off, everyone, all the relatives know their kinfolk.
Yeah.
They know who is. So when myself and Bobby and Oliver disappear and we all come walking back from the parking lot or whatever the deal is, we're getting looks from aunts, uncles, grandparents, just shooting daggers at us like, I know what you guys are doing. I know what you're out there doing. We're smoking weed in the car. We're drinking. We're getting all tuned up because there was no alcohol there.
My brother,
but I still felt guilty about it, like to some degree.
My brother had a non-alcoholic wedding, which I could not believe.
Me too.
And it pissed me off because I was living in New Orleans at the time. And I'm like, I bought a plane ticket to come up here and tell me we can't drink at the reception, right? But the reception was at a different place than the church. I did not know this, but when we got to the reception hall, typical East Coast style, it's part of a major strip mall, directly next door, a liquor store. So when we got there, I told my aunt, right? And she's not a big drinker at all. There's a church-going woman, all this kind of crap. And I just say, hey, look, I'm going next door. I'm not getting through this reception without buying something. And she's like, Stephen Gregory, before you take your dumb ass over to that liquor store, give me 5 minutes. I'm like, okay. I thought she was going to rat me out to my parents or something. She comes back, hands me this piece of paper. It's like, your Uncle Edward over there with like the white Hennessy. Dude, you're
taking orders.
Oh, yeah. So all the people that would normally shoot daggers, but everyone's quiet about it, right? So somehow we didn't want my brother to know. So
that was the whole idea.
So I go next door, and I'm going through this big-ass order, and the guy, you throwing a party? I said, man, honestly, I'm next door. My brother has an alcohol-free reception. Dude just started laughing. He's like, how many relatives are on there? I said, pretty much every goddamn body in there, man. I can't, like, I was a hero.
The problem with it is that this was, if my brother would have married somebody else, it would have been probably a different scenario.
Mm-hmm.
But her family is extremely religious. I mean, extremely religious.
I believe we call that fun.
So it was just like I did not want to embarrass my brother, and
of course.
I don't know any of these people. I'm just meeting them essentially. So
yeah.
It's almost like we were the derelict family marrying into. The pristine, proper family.
Of course.
So every time I was like, I'm talking to someone I've never met before, my breath just smells like Jack Daniels and weed. Like, I'm an adult. I've got 2 kids with me.
Yeah, well.
I smell like weed and booze. Successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle? 206-803.
I only feel bad about that at like the parent-teacher conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they're doing it like, say, 7:30. I'm like, okay, look, honest to God, there's a bar around the corner from the kid's school. I'm not drunk, but I just did 2 shots and then smoked a cigarette out in the parking lot. So even though you're not the student, you still feel weird when they're talking about your kid, right, and everything they've noticed. And so the teachers will say something and you have to respond. So I talk a lot with my hand half open my mouth or my head turned to the side. But a teacher did come clean with me at my daughter's most recent 8th grade graduation. And she's like, I'm going to miss your daughter being here. And she's like, and you? I'm like, me? She's like, you always have weed. You always have booze. I'm like, how do you know? It's like everybody knows.
I can smell
She's
it.
like, every teacher here, but they like you because of that. You're relentless with it. I'm like, okay.
Successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle? 206-803-ROCK.
And you know the bar.
I do.
It's not even like an upscale place.
Surprised you got in and got out quickly.
It's like the Star Wars bar. Hello, Deegan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right. So last year, during summertime, me and my fiance's family drove over to Idaho to go to Silverwood. And I have this Adidas crossbody bag, and it used to be a weed bag. So we thought we had cleaned it out. We go to the park the first day, the day we get there, no big deal. And then second day, we get through again, and I reach in the pocket where it's like on the side. It's like supposed to hold a water bottle, but it zips up so it doesn't like get caught on anything.
All right.
I reach in there to just to put my hand somewhere, and I feel something. I pull it out, and I put it back in faster than I pulled it out, and it was a dab pen we had forgotten that was in there.
Man, listen.
You know what? I mean, it's Idaho is the problem.
Idaho is at the root
the
of
problem is where you are, not the severity of what you had.
But I would say this, right. And maybe you've learned from then on, but in the last 5 or 6 years, I can say my wife and I came to the agreement, but I was told, hey, I'm going to replace basically everything that we travel with, suitcases, bags, because she goes, when you go out of town without me, she's like, look, I don't ask questions, but I think I know what's going on. I said, and I don't offer stories, and yes, you do. So as a result of that, we would unpack, and there's evidence maybe of some narcotics that I've gotten into. I would just say that much. And she's like, I don't want to travel with these. I said, I don't either, but I can't remember which bag.
This is what you do.
I may have used.
I've got a travel car bag.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I take to Oregon, which I played on, load up with some stuff.
Yeah, but it's the thing.
So I also have a flying bag. So I separated the two, so that won't happen again.
So she said, look, again, I have bought new suitcases, and when we to this day, like the only thing that goes in these suitcases are clothes. So if I go out of town on my own, she's like, you cannot use one of these. You need to use one of your soiled, contaminated pieces of evidence. And I'm like, I can live with that. She's like, I don't want to travel with the kids. And it's like, sir, we found traces of. I'm like, yeah, good call.
Successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle? 206-803-ROCK.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, it's easy to connect to vibrant destinations across Europe. Whether you're sipping espresso in stylish Milan or raising a stein at Oktoberfest in Munich, Condor makes your journey just as enjoyable as your destination. With spacious cabins and relaxing service, your vacation starts the moment you board. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app, and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet, and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X-Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
Hey, I'm gum disease. You may know me by my formal name, periodontal disease. No? I can't believe this. No respect. Same story everywhere I go. Over half of all adults in America live with me, and they act like they don't even know I exist. I mean, come on. Whole body health? I am gum disease. I am literally linked to almost every major disease. Diabetes, heart disease, Alzheimer's. You can't just ignore me.
Find a dentist near you committed to caring about all of you. Visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
When you haven't found love, it can feel like everyone else has. It's in every movie, every song, and all the PDA. Looking for love sucks. Thankfully, California Psychics can give you the guidance you need to find the one. We guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
20 years here at The Rock. We'll celebrate with the Men's Room World Tour. Another stop this Saturday from 2 till 5, the Tracyton Movie House.
Yeah.
In Bremerton, we'll have the Men's Room IPA, the 20th anniversary lager from Black Raven Brewing, Men's Room beer brats from Mooley's, and it's an all-ages show since it's a movie house.
Boom shakalaka.
So stop by and get a beer with us. 2 to 5, we will be in Bremerton. This Saturday, the Tracyton Movie House. They got arcade games in there, all kinds
I'm
of
looking
cool
forward
stuff.
to that.
All right, our question. We're talking about smuggling or you sneaking into something. An flight attendant, managed to take off with 960 grams of gold in her rectum.
And
although she and a fellow cabin crew member were eventually caught when they landed. Incident happened in India, where there is a huge market for smuggling gold.
Yeah.
Now, Ted, I know your necklace is from India. I wonder what the smuggling deal is.
Smuggling it out of India?
No, into India, man. If you even Google it, like gold hidden in rectum, maybe 2 or 3 people are doing it in the state. India is the hotbed. Like fentanyl coming into the States is gold into India. And
Which is crazy because it was cheaper and higher carats to buy it in India.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they're smuggling in. I don't know. But I mean, like, for whatever, if you're at an Indian airport, they might want to do a cavity search.
A woman's 26 years old. She worked as a cabin crew member for Air India Express when she was arrested in May of last year by the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence as her flight from Muscat landed in Kannur International Airport.
Wait, did you say 960 ounces?
Grams.
Okay, thank God. I put in ounces. That's 60 pounds. I'm like, wait a minute.
Jesus. Concerns were understood to have been raised that her movement was cited as being suspicious when officials at customs stopped her for questioning, and she refused to get an x-ray. Now, following her refusal, the official obtained an order from a judge to undertake a medical examination.
We're going to look at that.
At which point they discovered 960 grams of gold tucked in her butt.
That's 2.1 pounds.
She was sentenced to 14 days in a woman's prison.
14 days?
14 days.
What's the risk?
I mean, look, it's 2.1 pounds of gold, which I don't know the dollar worth on that, but 14 days, that's not so bad.
Just holding it up there, though.
Yeah, think about 2.1 pound of
I mean,
gold.
if you had a Duke, you have a hard time holding keeping that thing in there.
You do, but your body is like prepared for it because your body,
right?
Your body's holding it in a place until you can get to a toilet.
Exactly.
The gold, I think your body's like, I did not invite this in here.
I mean, I've heard of people working their Kegel muscles, but that's the back end.
Mm-hmm.
Successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Craig. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So while I was on deployment in Afghanistan, I had a fellow soldier come to me with a big old giant handful of Afghani hafts that he didn't want.
That he didn't want?
Nope. Well, obviously, as a soldier, we're not supposed to smoke, and he got nervous about it.
All right.
So came to me, asked me if I wanted it because he knew that I already had mailed stuff home. So the tricky thing is when you mail stuff out of a war zone, i.e. Afghanistan, Iraq, the post office wants to inspect your packages, the inside of them, before you seal them up. So you don't go there with a sealed box. You have to go there with an open box. So I had to come up with a creative way to get this stuff home. So I took a latex glove, cut off the fingers, and shoved it all the way full. So I had 5 fingers of a latex glove completely shoved full of Afghani half, and I bought a jar of peanut butter. And I opened up the peanut butter, hollowed it out, put the hash inside of it, put the peanut butter back, super glued the top, and mailed it home to my aunt, who held on to it for me for 6 months until I came home from deployment. And then when I got home from deployment, I had fresh Afghani half.
Did she know what was in the peanut butter jar, or did she just think that's a peanut butter brand you wanted when you got home?
Nope, she knew 100% because she was the only relative or person I felt like I could trustfully mail it to.
All right. So how do you have this conversation with her when you say, look, man,
don't throw the peanut butter away.
I'm going to send you some drugs. I'm going to hide it in some peanut butter. And she's just like, cool? Or is there any nervousness on her part?
Well, because I smoked with her before.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Now, how was the peanut butter? When you open this up after all that time, I'm just curious because you took it out, you put it back in.
I threw it away.
I would say I would throw it away too. I'm just curious. Like when you open it up, did it smell rank or did it smell like like it went bad?
It smelled normal because I super glued the sealer on top, back on top.
Gotcha. What? By the way, what brand of peanut butter did you do this in?
I wish I could tell you it was 20 years ago.
No.
Yeah, that's
it was whatever the commissary or PX had that was on base. So probably your crappy Jif or who knows.
I'm just wondering, if anybody in Afghanistan's ever even tried peanut butter. It might be mind-blowing.
I'm sure someone has tried it, yes.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I just don't know what normal is as far as, what you eat.
The food goes.
If you go to the grocery store and get, peanut butter and jelly.
I don't know. What do you get at an Afghani restaurant? There's a couple of Afghan restaurants. I've never been in.
Obviously, there's peanut sauce in, Thai food, but I don't know anything about that. That's a completely different area of the world. I'm just wondering, do they even know what peanut butter is?
I don't know. I just know the peanut butter trick because I did it once for Burning Man.
What, hid stuff in the peanut butter?
Yeah, I froze it, and then you can cut out a circle.
How thorough is Burning Man? Everyone knows what's going on in Burning Man to a degree, right? So how thorough are they at checking for drugs?
Time of day. Sometimes there's dogs and bags. Sometimes
really?
Yeah, or checking bags. Sometimes there's not. Sometimes you just cruise in.
So there are cops there, or are they actually people who are hired by the festival?
Well, there's people that are hired by the festival, right? Because they have their own kind of little police. They have their own
security kind of.
They're called the Rangers, right?
Okay.
But they don't. They're not going to arrest you and stuff. Their main thing is you better not have weapons in your car.
All right, fair enough.
So they're checking for stuff like that. But sometimes because you're on open federal land,
right?
So that's the issue. Is that sometimes you'll just have different agencies there, and they will throw everything out and get the dogs over it and this and that. Just depends on what time you're going or what.
Guys, come on, man. You know. You know what I mean? That's just an easy thing to do.
Well, when you're on that outer ridge or kind of at nighttime, right? There's some of the bigger camps out there. And, this is where you're going to see, I didn't know he was playing, but that's where I saw, Diplo one night, right? But I was standing out there, and that week, sometimes I would just hand roll a cigarette.
Yeah.
Just to have something to do. And same thing. There's cops out there, but I was sitting there rolling, and I got really good in the wind. And there's a flashlight. And then, and I kind of look over, and me and this federal agent are just face to face. And I go, it's just tobacco. And he's like, for real? And I go, yeah. And he goes, huh.
Was he disappointed?
And he's like, you could roll those in this wind? I go, getting pretty good at it. He's like, all right.
Because all the joints I rolled earlier.
That's right. Basically, yeah. But when he clicked that, and I mean, I didn't even see him till his hand was right over me. But I was like, you know me, I was like, you can check. And I honestly, I didn't have anything else on me. So it was fine. I was like, you can check
so
it.
You can't smoke weed on federal property in California, or is that in Nevada?
It's in Nevada.
Okay.
They've changed but this was, over a decade ago.
And
so they've changed the rules and they've changed the rules in Nevada. So I don't know what the rule technically is because it's federal land, right? So it's like,
so is it federal law?
Weed in Washington State is legal. But I don't think you can get caught on the res with it because that's federal land and they have different rules.
Correct.
So truthfully, I don't know what the law is. I just know back then it was illegal in all of
any
Nevada.
kind of federal thing. So for an example, weed is legal in Washington State. If you were to take a flight to Spokane, you can't have weed on that plane. Correct. It's a federal.
Yeah. You're at a federal facility.
These airwaves are FCC. This is
correct.
We are owned by the federal government.
That's why we don't advertise
Joe's Weed
stores.
Shop.
Otherwise, the money's there.
Bong World.
But yeah, as long as the Fed doesn't recognize it, then we
Water
can't.
Pipe World.
That's right.
But Ted, your story reminds me. Years ago, I'm like 15 years old, and my buddy Paul had just started dating this chick, and to impress her. Because at that time, they're going, I don't know, not like Hot Topic, something that's even lower on the scale of that for girls that are trying to get sexy at the time, right? So we go to this mall, and we both steal just handfuls of, like, lipstick, right? He wants to get it because that's what she loved. Like, cool, man, I'll go with you, no problem. So we load them in our pockets, and when we step out, we didn't get caught, but when we step outside of this mall, I'm handing him all the lipstick I took because he's going to give it to his girlfriend. And this security guard comes flying out of the mall, and we're just like, oh, S. More along the lines of, our parents are going to kill us, right? We just got busted shoplifting. This is what happens. And the guy, empty your pockets to Paul. I saw you hand him this stuff. We're like, all right. So Paul empties his pockets. That has to be like 15 tubes of lipstick. And the security guard, he just looked crestfallen. He's like, lipstick? It's effing lipstick? We're like, yeah. And again, we think we're still going to go down for shoplifting. He's like, I thought you were dealing drugs. He thought, like, Paul gave me money, and I'm handing him crack or something. It's like, just get out of here, man. So I'm like, you realize, like, we did steal this. This guy came out and caught us, but did not realize we stole lipstick. He thought we were dealing drugs. We're like, yeah, our bad, man. Cool.
Successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle? 206-803-ROCK.
Look, I won't use his name, but my senior year, right, I'm the class president.
Yeah.
So one of my other friends, and look, they're just pretty strict about, like, prom, right?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Right, and listen, if you can hear my voice and you're a junior or something, you're going to go to your senior prom next year. There will be a receiving line. That's why they have it, so they can tell who's drinking it.
Yeah.
Just heads up, kids.
Just wait.
So some of them got caught, and my one buddy got caught with, what was it, vodka and something else in, like, his car. And I'd leave the name out, but somebody higher ranking there, I said, will you take a meeting with me? Let me, like, defend the kid.
Yeah.
And he said, sure. And he goes, well, I respect what you're doing for him. It's a good, you're being good to your classmates, this and then. He goes, I'll loosen up the penalty a little bit. And he goes, I don't know what's wrong with you guys. What was he mixing it with? Lemonade? Hey, what did you mix it with, tea or something? It was like a 10-minute conversation. He just seemed annoyed with the mixer this guy had brought for the vodka.
That's why I'm angry.
Rob was like, are we done? Yeah.
Okay. What is he mixing it with?
Never can go wrong with Hawaiian Punch.
Right, he's like, that guy's an idiot.
Successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, David. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, guys.
Hola.
So, I was an 8th grader, and I was a little hellion. I had some Mexican firecrackers in my pocket, was throwing them, raising hell. Subsequently, I got asked to turn out all my pockets. Well, I had a mixtape, the rest of my fireworks, and a quarter of some Mexican brickweed.
Were you selling this in 8th grade or smoking it, or both?
Well, a little of both, but more just partaking.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah. Anyway, so I take out my tape, my mixtape, I put it down. I take out the fireworks, and I put them down, and then I proceed to pull out. She was like, no, I want you to pull out your pockets. So I'm like, okay. So I reached down deep into my pocket, and I grabbed both my pockets and then that quarter bag, and I just kind of squeezed real hard, and I pushed my hand up against my butt cheek, and I slid it in my back pocket really swift, like I almost thought I just dropped it behind my foot. And everybody looked at me because my 3 closest friends, they knew what I had. One of them was in the restroom with me when I scored. And everybody kind of looked at me, the collective gasp. Everybody held their breath. And I was the slickest guy in the room that day because I looked around. I didn't drop it. She collected the fireworks. I kept my tape, and then I sat down very promptly and made sure I still had my quarter, and I just sweated out the rest of the class.
Do you have any idea, do you remember what was on the mixtape?
It was Sublime, a mix of Sublime.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah. How fitting. How fitting.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to give this to you, girl.
Sure was on there, yes.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
What would have happened, do you think, had this teacher discovered the weed? Are you getting expelled or are you just getting suspended? I mean, obviously your parents are going to find out and all that. But what do you think the penalty would have been?
Well, I already had a reputation. I believe I went into that year. I was already suspended for having weed the previous year. So this was like the last week of school as well. So it would have just been a repeat. I would have literally got suspended another year or maybe expelled this time. I'm not 100%.
All right.
Yeah, I got expelled 4 times, brother. It's really not the end of the world.
Dude, one weekend I was working, about 16, 17 years old, working at the radio station. I don't know what the hell I was running. Some syndicated show. Casey Kasem, American Top 40, something like that, right? And the studio over is just blaring. You know, there's like 2 or 3 other part-timers there. And it's like, I want to know what love is from Foreigner.
Okay.
And Love Hurts from Nazareth. And I walked in there, I was like, Craig, I was like, what are you doing? Why are you... He's like, I'm making a mixtape, man.
Oh,
I was like,
God, no.
I was like, well, what are you making a mixtape for? He's like, well, my girl broke up with me, and we had some songs, and it was just... And I looked, man. I looked at the outside of this tape. These were probably the worst songs. I mean, just sappy. Like, I want to know what love is.
Does that make him feel better?
Right. Like, Love Hurts from Nazareth. Or I was just like... And he's blasting it in there. And I can tell he's kind of choked up. But I'm like, I told him, I was like, dude, this is not going to work.
No.
This is not going to work. Like, you got to give it to the girl when you're dating.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of the point. This is not like, this ain't going to, she's not going to come back to you like, all right, I've reconsidered because you put Foreigner on this tape.
Right.
Successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle? 206-803-ROCK.
What an embarrassing time.
I'm going to make her a mixtape.
I know. Like that.
I'm with you. That'll get her something.
That'll get her back.
Yeah, during the relationship.
Right.
Exactly. You tell me the songs you like. I did it once in my life.
Not all heartbreak songs.
But my problem was I could only record these songs off the radio. So like every well,
that's why he was doing it in the studio because he had
right.
CDs. He had all the tunes there. He just put it on a cassette.
But every song I made for this girl, you know, and you're listening to 99.9 KISW, and then it hits the song, and she's like, "Well, that was interesting." She's like, I appreciate the effort for all the different radio stations you went to, because she goes, I got to hear them all. I was like, look, man, I don't own the albums of the bands that you like, so I had to go to the radio station, sit there and wait, and most songs get played
record.
every 30 minutes, right? But as they teach you to do in radio, talk up to the singing. And I remember I hated that. Now it's something you kind of enjoy, but you know when you're listening, like shut up, I'm trying to get her a tape,
right? Yes,
but she was forgiving on that. I'm like, well, thank you. But yes, every on-air personality in Baltimore also made it onto this mixtape for this girl.
Successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle? 206-803-ROCK.
Romance, Ted.
Romance. I was going to say, Will.
Every call letter, every freaking frequency was somewhere on that mixtape. Hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Chris, are you there?
Goodbye, Chris. Hello, Eric. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello, Eric.
Hola. How you doing, man?
All right. So I'm trying to think of what year this was, but 92, 94, one of those even years. And a couple buddies of mine, we were going over to the Winter Olympics over in Norway. So we end up getting a Eurail pass, and we're going to make a trip of it. And we end up, at the end of it, we end up in Rotterdam. So we're going to go hit up a couple Ajax matches.
Nice.
And meet this guy there. We ended up having seats next to him, whatever. Super cool guy. And he just busting out lines right there. So we're just all partying, whatever. Comes to the end. We're leaving in like 3 days. We got to take the train back up to Amsterdam, and then we're flying out. But he makes us this offer we can't refuse. And so we end up with a bunch of weed, a bunch of things, whatever. We think we can consume it all, but there was no way we could.
Yeah.
And so the night before the flight, we were partying hard. And just woke up for the flight, or that night we actually gave the rest of it away to someone that we had met up at the bar or something. Anyway, catch the flight, flying to Atlanta. And, I'm just sitting there waiting for my luggage, the turnstiles going around. And there's this dude walking around with this cute little beagle.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden the beagle, just kind of, whatever they do with their tail, or they kind of mark on your bag.
All right.
And this little beagle marks on my bag. And I'm like, I'm not thinking anything of it because we had gotten rid of that weed the night before. But they take my luggage and me, and they take us to this back room. And they just thoroughly go through everything. They're inside and out, all my pockets, my socks, everything. And they end up finding, I think in the end it was maybe 1.5 grams of weed, and it was mixed with pocket lint and stuff from one of my jean pockets.
Yeah.
And so they write me up a ticket, and then I have a future court date that they set up or whatever. And then so I fly back to Seattle, and there's no way that I'm paying $800 round trip to fly back to Atlanta to go to this court case for 1.5 grams of weed. So I never ended up going to the court, and I get pulled over 3 years later or something, and they, get my info, do a little, come back, and they're like, yeah, hold on, you got a warrant somewhere. I'm like, a warrant? What are you talking about? Come to find out that I had a warrant for not showing up to court in Atlanta.
Yep.
The next 3 times I got pulled over, the same thing happened. It doesn't happen anymore. Last time I got pulled over, I think the statutes of limitations must have been up on it or something, but...
Yeah, but what do the cops do? Did they just inform you of this? Because you're in Washington State, so you got a court case in Atlanta that you bailed on. I mean, can they do anything, or is it just we're letting you know?
Well, that's what they were trying to check and see if it was extraditable.
Ah, okay. That's nice of them.
That's what, so they're whoever they're getting in touch with to find out if it's an extraditable warrant. And it wasn't extraditable, luckily.
Well, I would avoid flying Delta.
It'd be fine with me. At least they're paying my flight this time,
All right, fair enough. Like I said, if I'm you, just don't go back to Georgia.
I was going to say, I think a bench warrant, if you're in state, will still get you arrested.
Absolutely.
But I can't imagine they're going to be like, we're going to fly them all the way across the country.
Successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle? 206-803-ROCK.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, it's easy to connect to vibrant destinations across Europe. Whether you're sipping espresso in stylish Milan or raising a stein at Oktoberfest in Munich, Condor makes your journey just as enjoyable as your destination. With spacious cabins and relaxing service, your vacation starts the moment you board. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit, which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app, and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet, and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
Turn Daily, Steve Mix from Daily Mix Morning Show on the way. We'll sit and spin 4:30. We've got 10 country covers.
All right.
Country bands covering popular rock songs.
Well, I'll be.
We're going to try to figure out if we can either guess the tune or the artist or whatever we can on that stuff. So that's coming up here at 4:30. So on the question, successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle? 206-803-ROCK.
You know, a lot of people, as you might expect in the state of Washington and, well, everywhere in the country, it's been a lot of weed, right? People smuggling weed here and there. Now, I don't know if you're one of those people that believes that if you just keep putting something out into the universe, it somehow manifests itself. All right? So everyone's talking about weed. Go out to smoke, and VD's like, hey, man, Sean Kemp's here. Okay, so we say, yeah, all right, man. All right. Go down, smoke, come back up. No, now he's standing in the hallway, and he's like, oh, yeah, man, I know these guys. So I'm just saying this is like a super weed purveyor. And I'm like, I'm pretty convinced that just based on our calls, I did not know he was coming today. So then I see Eric Powers in the bathroom just now, and he's like, man, when Kemp first got here, his first words were like, where are those men's room guys, man? He said he actively was looking for you guys. Yeah, but we had just gone down, so he didn't see us.
I said, where's the weed, dude?
Yeah, no, Miles goes,
come to see us.
You bring us any gifts?
Come on.
Nah, man. Nah.
Look it up. Look it up. All right. Yeah, seriously. He's got some good stuff down at the store.
God almighty.
Yes, he's man. Okay. All right, so here are some headlines, rectum style.
Rectum style. Is that like Gangnam Style?
These are just the headlines, all right? Airport staff notices man walking strangely, then finds over 2 pounds of gold in his rectum.
There's gold in them, our anuses.
Man caught with kilo of gold hidden in his rectum in Sri Lanka. 2 smugglers hide bags of gold paste in rectum. Caught on at the Chennai airport. Here's more. Indiana man found with handgun hidden in his rectum after being taken into custody. Florida man stuffs more than $1,000 in rectum in an attempt to hide it from deputies.
What denomination of bills do you think he had?
Probably hundreds. Sri Lankan inmate stashes phone in rectum. New York Police Department say man hid Shiv in uncomfortable body cavity in case he needed it that night. Fentanyl hidden in man's rectum seized at El Paso's Bridge of Americas. Suspect hid 54 antidepressant pills in his rectum. Coventry woman tries to get into cream fields with 1,200 pounds worth of drugs hidden in her vagina.
Jeez.
Ocala woman hides meth in vagina after burglarizing a shed. Gun hidden in vagina is an important search reminder. Woman smuggles gun into jail in her vagina. Florida woman who hid 5 stolen Rolexes in vagina beats her charge.
How?
A reckless driver hid 3 syringes and $20 in her vagina. And a Florida woman arrested in a Burger King bathroom with 7 syringes hidden in her vagina.
That is impressive stuff.
It really is. Our question, successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Eric. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hola.
So, I haven't tried this in a while, but back when I went to more Sounders games than I do now, I had a plastic flask to bring some alcohol in.
All right.
And the first time I tried it, I stuck it in my sock. You know, I had long pants on and all that. And I went to walk in. Of course, it beeps on me, the little sensor. So in and out, and it got to the point. The lady was just like, what do you have down there? And pointing out my shoes. And I'm like, you know, playing stupid. And she's like, no, what's in your sock? And I'm like, oh,
my foot?
Crap. So I'm just like, give me my stuff back. And I left the gate. And I took it out of my sock and I crotched it. And then I took my scarf off and shoved it into the pocket of my hoodie and went to another gate and tried again and went through like nothing happened.
All right.
So what was it that made the sensor? Because I thought it was a metal detector, but you said you had a plastic flask.
Yeah, and I was wondering that same thing because it went off exactly where it was. Like even the lights on the sensor were down at the bottom. So I don't know if it's just the liquid that sent it off, but once it was blocked by my scarf and had a bunch of stuff around it, it didn't trip at all.
Okay. Right.
Interesting.
That's good to know, because I would think with a plastic flask, like, I'm safe, I have money, no worry. Ted, did you hide, was it a flash, or some minis, like in your hood or something going somewhere?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. But I was with a group of people that had a lot of stuff on them.
All right, so everyone's carrying something.
Right, so I had a sweatshirt on, and this was down at White River. So right before we went in, they stuffed a bunch of miniatures in my hood.
Which I think sounds like genius.
It's not. It's done a lot. I mean, that lady didn't miss a beat, grabbed it, blah, blah, blah. And it's like miniatures, so like no big deal. They still let me through. Now, what I realized in retrospect is those guys were all bringing in drugs. And they used me as like the one distraction.
So you'll be the, yeah.
Right, so I definitely got caught, and I was like, I told you I was going to get caught. And they were like, yeah, that was the point. Yeah, we wanted you to get caught, so they would like kind of just
leave you alone.
Leave us through.
You're clearly the guy with all the booze on you. Right. We did an event at White River. It was one of the pain in the grasses. And you get to know the security guards. And this one lady that worked out front, it was so funny, man. Like, I think it was the 3-day one we did. Mm-hmm. By the end of it, you're saying goodbye to her. And we're like, okay, what kind of drugs did you confiscate? She's like, you know what? People have been pretty good. We're like, for real. And I mean, everything. Every freaking drug known to man. She basically had this big-ass collection. We're just like,
give me one of those.
My God. Can we get one of those? She works at a different place now. It's funny. I was walking through downtown, and I hear someone yell my name. I turn, it's her, and she's working with her daughter now, and they're both working security at a local place, downtown Seattle. I'm like, you still getting tons of drugs? She's like, more. She's like, Seattle's much worse than White River as far as what you're confiscating from people. She's like, man, man.
I know where she works.
Yeah, she's like, I've seen it all, but good, googly, muggly,
the worst one I had was, remember, this was years ago, right? We had Slipknot scheduled for Pain in the Grass.
Yes. Oh.
Now, unfortunately, this guy has passed away, but one of the drummers got sick backstage. You can do the math.
Like a real episode, yeah.
Right. So we go out there and go, hey, they're not going to play, blah, blah, blah. So they reschedule it. Right? So then it was me, probably Ben at the time. It's like a Saturday. We said, we'll go down. We'll do the stage announcement for it, right?
All right.
So I'm not thinking. I invite one of my other random, it was like a buddy's sister's husband.
Okay.
Who's a great guy. But he really wanted to see Slipknot, and he's ready to get messed up.
Okay.
So he brings 2 pints of Black Velvet. Now, I don't know anything, so we're just waiting in line. We have our tickets. And he's like, I brought 2. Will you help me? So I just put one in the back of my pants. Don't really think about it. Well, then Castle comes out with like the record label guy and it's like, hey, come with me. We could bring you through this back area, right? So we're like in the back area and I'm sitting there and the guy's like, we're like in the backstage with the security and they're like, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And finally, like, they leave the room, and I just go, oh, God, it's killing me. So I got this bottle in the back of my pants. And, like, as I pull it out, of course, the door opens, and he's like, Ted, are you serious? And I go, I didn't know you were going to bring me back here. I didn't know. I was just waiting in line. He's like, still not a great look. I go, look, it's not even for me. I'm just trying to be.
I know, man.
But, God, I felt like a freaking idiot.
Successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle? 206-803-ROCK.
And of all things, Black Velvet.
It's not right.
Not even good.
It's like, really? That's what you're risking?
I mean, that was kind of and we all know the guy who's the record guy. It's like, he wasn't pissed. He's like, really? I was like, I know. Like, I'm an idiot. You better not bring them. I would never bring it on the side of the stage. I was just trying to help this guy.
And it's Black Velvet, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Hello, Dell. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitchola.
Hola.
So, I was taking a flight from Seattle to go visit my brother down in Oklahoma, who happens to be a police officer. And I had these boxer shorts that had pockets. So I had this really chronic weed, put it in 3 bags, put it in the pocket of the boxer shorts, got through security, got on a plane, got down to Oklahoma, decided to go out skateboarding a little bit, hit up a couple of the schools, a couple of local places, smoking, puffing my weed as I'm going like it's no thing. And I get back, and my brother, who, mind you, is a police officer, smells me, and he's like, "Little bro, were you smoking weed down there?" And I said, "Well, yeah." And he's like, "You realize you can go to prison for 20 years to life for that, right?" And I said, "No effing way, right?" And he's like, "What should we do about this?" And I'm like, "Well, you can pretend like it didn't happen. I mean, you're my brother." And he's like, "Yeah, you can't do that again. You make sure you get rid of that." And so I went out back and I smoked it.
Yeah, okay.
It's gone.
Was he cool?
Well, you brought your skateboard to Oklahoma. You'd think he'd have a clue. He knows you.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, come on.
Did he?
I mean, he knows me. He knows me. He knows how I am. I've always smoked since I was about 12 years old.
12?
And I think he was just trying to put the fear of God into me, you know.
Well, sure. Did your brother ever smoke? I mean, he's a cop now, but look, man, there's priests, cops, teachers that were up to no good growing up.
Well, I mean, yeah, he did. And as a matter of fact, he even come to visit me once. I took him to the medical dispensary before they changed to the recreational ones. We got some pot and smoked out for old time's sake.
For old
I'll
time's sake.
tell you what, man. There's nothing better than taking someone who's never been to a marijuana store.
Oh, man.
I
Yeah.
mean, you've never seen a look. At least with my
Oh,
relatives.
my God.
I know.
Look at all the variety.
I mean, they don't even want to leave.
No.
I mean, it's just, it's insane. It's like taking your kid to a toy store.
Yeah, essentially.
Just the look of just bewilderment, just happiness. It's like this euphoric thing. Like, and how much can you buy? Well, you can buy up to an ounce. Is that all? You can walk out the door, and you can walk right back in, and you can buy another ounce.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you can buy loose. You
I
can
take
Take it out to the
pre-rolls.
car, walk right back in, buy some more if you want.
Yeah, it's not because there's so many states that have it now. But I'm with you. Like, I mean, I have family members that would never smoke, never have. I'm still like, let's go at least check out a recreational store.
And that's the first place they want to go. Like, hey, man, when you get to Seattle, are there any things you want to see? And they're like, well, yeah, I want to see the Space Needle. I want to do this. And then in a slightly quieter tone, maybe a dispensary. I'm like, you don't have to whisper here, dude. I will gladly take you to a dispensary and just let you suck in the awe of where you're standing.
Well, there's the other problem, too, is that, like Maryland's legal now, right? But my sister's had a medical card for years. So those stores, and I kind of like it in Maryland, they're both. So you could still get ridiculously strong edibles if you get a medical card. But we were back there for something, and I go, how often do you go here? And she's like, I don't come up here that often. We go into the store, and the dude's like, Melissa, good to see ya. And then when we're in the store, like me and my other cousin are just kind of hanging out on the side looking. And there's some dude, and he's just like, Melissa, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. We were like, you're lying. You must come up here a couple times
All
a
the
week.
time.
Like, all right, yeah, I like this store. I was like, no sweat. Like,
It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal.
I know.
right, like if
There's
you
no
walk
reason
into
to lie
my
about it.
local, people know my name. If you walk into the weed shop I go to, like people probably be like, oh, there's Terry.
This is the one I go to. It's closest to me, and they have what I like. Successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Brandon. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, so back in 2022-23, I'm locked up over in Walla Walla at the Minimal Facility Camp.
Why did you get locked up?
Well, I'd rather not say.
Okay.
You were stealing those onions, weren't you?
I feel like every answer to why did you get locked up, whether you say it or not, it begins with the word, well.
It had something to do with some guns.
Okay.
Let me rephrase it. What did they convict you of?
Not what did you do?
Yeah, I'm not asking what you did. You're innocent.
You're right, always. I'm reformed. Hey, so you have an opportunity to program, go to school, do all sorts of stuff, right? Well, one of those programs you can do is get a job on off-site, which, you know, it is what it sounds like. You wake up in the morning, you leave the facility, you do various things around the community, and then, you know, at the end of the day, about 3-4 o'clock, you come back in, and as you come in, you know, they do the whole strip out. You know, get naked, turn around, spread them, all that good stuff. Well, me and my buddy managed to make a drop, and so we go out and work, and we pick this drop up. Well, it happens to be, you know, couple pounds of tobacco. Now, mind you, we're in the field, so it's hard to get things to package this up for my buddy so he could pack it in the prison trunk and take it inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got you, bro.
But we got, in about a month and a half span, we got about 3 pounds of tobacco up there over in Walla Walla. Shout out to the guys locked down right now.
So, I mean, was it just like loose leaf? Was that what you were doing, like rolling your own, like American Spirit in a bag?
Yeah, exactly,
Okay.
yeah. And that stuff goes for a pretty penny inside.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, do you ever get asked by the security guards, like, you're obviously smoking, we can smell smoke. Where'd you get it from?
Oh, yeah.
Or do they just not care?
Yeah, well, they don't, it depends on the officer. Some officers, they don't really trip, especially about if it's just tobacco. Now, if you start messing with some other things, that's when, I&I is really going to come down.
Right. But if you're out in the yard smoking a cigarette, they got to wonder, how did you get that, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, they know. It's a camp, so it's minimal security. But, yeah, they know. They're not dumb. Hey, for one guy that tries, there's and gets caught, there's another 5 ready to do it. So
you can't stop at 7-Eleven and pick up a pack of cigarettes and bring it back into the jail.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely not.
All right.
Yeah.
And is that for fear of resale, or they just don't want you smoking in there?
I think they changed the laws of Washington. You can't smoke in buildings, but that's when they originally took the smoking away.
Ah, okay. All right.
In jail.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're in jail. I mean,
you can't.
Yeah, I know.
Are you worried about the other people's
Who
health?
are you offending?
Right.
I mean,
the rapist
the
down
guy
there
that
really
killed
doesn't
somebody?
like secondhand smoke.
I'm sorry, brother. My bad.
Sorry.
Yeah.
This is taking years off your life.
God. Successful or not, what did you sneak into or smuggle? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, John. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitch, hola.
Hola.
All right, so I'm one of those guys that I bring my own weed everywhere.
Okay.
Like, everywhere. Every place I travel to, I bring weed. And my wife and I went to go on a canication, so we decided to go to Canada and stay at a place and go to, like, a place where you can, like, they make, infused food and you can smoke inside.
Okay.
And you buy joints there and smoke and stuff. But like I said, I'm a weed snob and I don't trust weed, so I bring my own weed everywhere too. So I rolled up a bunch of weed and I threw it in the trunk of the car, and then I brought the weed that we were going to smoke on the way up there, so we smoked that just before we got to the border. And when I got up there, they're like, "Yeah, it smells like weed in your car." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, there's always weed in my car, but there's no weed in the car now." So that prompted them to immediately, "Okay, cool. Why don't you go ahead and hop out?" And, I was being honest. Like, there's, kind of honest, but honest enough. I had weed in the car. I don't now. But yeah, they pulled me out and they took me to like a holding room, like where there's like a bunch of like.
I've been in one. I know exactly what you're talking
with
about.
like the cell doors, and you're like, it's kind of like, it's like a mini jail, but you're not in jail.
The door has one small window in it.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but they didn't put, I was on the outside of it. So they started doing like field sobriety tests on the outside of that. And, I was kind of nervous. I'm like, okay, God,
sure.
This is real. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I smell like weed, like it's whatever. So I was kind of thinking it was nonchalant, nothing of it, but they had me go through the whole thing. And at the end of it, now granted, I had just smoked maybe like 45 minutes before this. But at the end of it, the lady, the female cop that was doing her thing, she says, "Okay, you're lucky." And I was like, well, this doesn't feel like I'm in, having a lot of luck. And she said, "Well, no, I can tell that you have a high tolerance." Because I passed like, 2 out of the 3 tests.
What were the 3 tests that you had to do?
I had to do the stand on 1 foot.
All right.
I nailed that one. That was fine. I had to do there was the hold your head back and touch your nose. I knocked that one out. That was fine.
Okay.
Then there was like the, heel to toe, and take 9 steps and then turn around and do. I took.
Yeah, you did.
There it is.
Here
Once
too.
again, bedroom colors. Here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio.
Yeah. That's one of them.
Sucker.
That is one of
What
them.
a perfect way to end that
Their
call.
words in mind
exactly.
when calling. Now back to the program.
Good times. Good times. Okay, we're going to sit and spin coming up. Taryn Daly, Steve Miggs coming in from the Daily Miggs Morning Show. We have 10 country covers on the way at 4:30. And your emails coming up next from the men's room at KISW.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, it's easy to connect to vibrant destinations across Europe. Whether you're sipping espresso in stylish Milan or raising a stein at Oktoberfest in Munich, Condor makes your journey just as enjoyable as your destination. With spacious cabins and relaxing service, your vacation starts the moment you board. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Just got a new puppy or kitten. Congrats. But also, yikes. Between crates, beds, toys, treats, and those first few vet visits, you've probably already dropped a small fortune, which is where Lemonade Pet Insurance comes in. It helps cover vet costs so you can focus on what's best for your new pet. The coverage is customizable, sign up is quick and easy, and your claims are handled in as little as 3 seconds. Pro tip, Lemonade offers a package specifically for puppies and kittens. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet. Your future self will thank you. Your pet won't. They don't know what insurance is.
If you're still waiting for a sign, here's another one. At California Psychics, we reject 98% of the psychics who apply to work for us. So we only connect you with the best. That's how we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And right now, new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. Dramatic sound effect incoming. Experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, it's easy to connect to vibrant destinations across Europe. Whether you're sipping espresso in stylish Milan or raising a stein at Oktoberfest in Munich, Condor makes your journey just as enjoyable as your destination. With spacious cabins and relaxing service, your vacation starts the moment you board. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Taryn Daly, Steve Miggs from Daily Miggs Morning Show coming up. We'll sit and spin. Today we've got 10 country covers. But first time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com. Let's see here. I'll start with this one. Subject tarantulas. Fellows, I was in the Air Force late 90s. I was stationed in Goodfellow Air Force Base in San Angelo, Texas. One summer night, my girlfriend and I drove down a very rural paved road outside of town just to see where it went. In my 96 Camaro, on the way back, the road led to a dead-end, marshy area. The road just beyond my headlights looked like it was moving from right to left. As we got closer, we saw it was covered in tarantulas.
Nope.
Thousands of them, just scurrying all the same direction.
Nope.
Waited for maybe 10 minutes, thinking they'd clear out so we could leave, but they just got worse and started engulfing my car. Eventually, I just drove over a few. That was one of the many freaky things I saw during my time in the service working in epidemiology.
Epidemiology, yeah.
Albino
insect stuff.
Albino primates in a lab, assassin bugs, dudes wearing flea collars and getting chemical burns. Crazy stuff.
Jesus.
That from Charlie.
Yeah, once the tarantulas start climbing on the car, man, it is time to go.
Smuggle me. Bichola's my first wife, and I had season tickets to the Hawk's Nest, and she was against it every time, but I would put a whole bottle of night train in a zip-up foldable seat cushion.
I'm on night train.
Every time security would watch me get my particulars out and hold them in hand with a handle of the cushion, and they'd frisk away. Once we got to our seats, I bought the biggest strawberry lemonade, and during the chaos, no one would notice me pour out of the zipped-up seat cushion into that strawberry lemonade. Got hammered. That from Eric. Smuggling, gentlemen.
I mean, sports game, I feel like that's almost always exclusively booze.
Yeah. No one ever smuggles. It doesn't seem to be drugs. It's just booze.
And shout out to all the security guards that notice your brown liquids in water bottles. And just kind of let it go.
Yeah. Years after my mom and stepdad got a divorce, he moved back down to Mississippi for some reason. He was coming back up here to visit. We hung out once at some point, and he wanted me to find him some drugs. So I did because I'm nice. My mom also got him a gag gift, which was a tin box marked fish a-holes, not edited. Don't remember if it was candy or whatever. So he's at SeaTac on the way back home, gets stopped at security. He was nervous because he realized that he did not indulge in all the drugs he acquired while here and still had a small bag in his pocket. He got stopped, pulled aside, questions about what was on him for like an hour. Turns out they wanted him to open up the fish tin. No idea he had part of an 8-ball in his pocket. Once he opened the tin and saw it as a gag gift, he was on his way. A tin of fish a-holes saved him from getting caught with actual drugs.
Who would have thought?
That from Andy.
Is there anything fish a-holes can't do?
That's right. Pacholas, this is Tyson. I have a backpack that I carry medical supplies that I use on the daily. I'm able to sneak concessions into movie theaters and ballparks. Also, I can carry booze all underneath the medical supplies. And no one questions it. That from Tyson. As we move on to the birthday emails, brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
Gentlemen, can I get a shout out for my 6-year-old nephew, Maximiliano?
Yeah.
That's a strong name.
Fish sandwich montage. Coach Ted giving advice on enjoying summer and video games. Cheers, guys. That from Silly Philly Tim.
Can I get
A fillet of fish sandwich.
So you know I got
I'll have a fish sandwich.
Oh, brother, can I have a fish sandwich?
Do I get fish sandwich?
Put the cheese and the tartar on the side.
I'll order a fish sandwich.
Is it too early for a fish sandwich? Cheese and tartar on the side. I smell the fish sandwich. Maybe some dinner relish in the morning. At noon. And at night.
And I'll buy you a fish sandwich.
So you don't want a fish sandwich?
All right, 6 years old, you're enjoying the summer. I think we're going to have a nice little balance here, all right? Now, look, tomorrow's going to be super hot. Maybe that's a day we do a little more gaming. After that, it cools off. We got to get outside. Here's the thing. You want to have fun. Your parents want to enjoy summer a little bit. So the more you run around with your friends outside, it might just be practicing, throwing a ball against the wall, working on picking up grounders, whatever it is. Let's have equal time outside and inside. Enjoy the games at night.
Gentlemen, today's my daughter Heather's 31st trip around the sun. She's beautiful and amazingly talented. Couldn't ask for a better daughter. Could she get her your penis is too small, a big old bong rip, and you guys talking all over yourselves about what a geek she is. Thanks, guys. Love the show. Keep doing all the important work. That from Heather's dad, John. You know what? I got a couple daughters. One's kind of on the geeky side, the other one's not.
Well, technically, if she's a real geek, she's biting the heads off of chickens.
Goes every week
which is
and plays D&D.
unbelievable. Not very popular among the humanitarian crowd, but a great sideshow at the circus. Just my suggestion, man.
Charles, today is my 42nd spin around the sun, and I wished my wife would send this email, but she doesn't listen to the show because she doesn't have the kind of sense of humor needed for it. Anyway,
Fun!
Can I please get some dad jokes from Miles? Coach Ted's advice on how to celebrate my birthday on a Tuesday with a wife and a toddler. And the Dirty German's advice for me on how to celebrate with my wife, since it's that time where we can't do anything in the month. Thank you. Have a great day, Bacholas. That from Jamie in Monroe. All right, let's see what we got here. Did you guys hear about the guy who was arrested for impersonating Sting?
No.
He turned himself into the police.
I heard he was wearing a mask.
Ooh, wrestling joke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What did the rock musician say to the jazz musician? What did the rock musician say to the jazz musician?
Well, speed it up.
Take me to the airport. That's correct, yes. What's the difference between a drummer and a savings bond? Eventually, the bond will mature and earn money.
Damn.
What happens if you leave an accordion in your car in a bad part of town? What happens if you leave an accordion in your car in a bad part of town?
Nothing.
Someone will break in and leave 3 more. And finally, what's the difference between a banjo and a vacuum cleaner? A banjo and a vacuum cleaner.
One sucks, the other one's a vacuum.
You can get the dirt bag off the vacuum.
Sorry, Miles. What do they want for this one?
Coach Ted with how to spend my birthday on a Tuesday with a wife and a toddler.
Yeah, you got a wife and a toddler. It sounds like Aunt Flo's in town. I'll be dead honest with you, man. Maybe go out and get a burger or something. But like, we might have to just table this one till the weekend. I mean, the toddler's not helping. If you're the wife, you can still, as Miles suggested, you can still hand out a mouth hug.
Yeah.
Do something.
Yeah, either that or, I don't know, pretend you're a vampire. But I think Ted's right. There's a lot working in your favor for a quote-unquote good night tonight.
Yeah, unless you want to be very quiet and as you sneak through the back door.
Yeah.
Guys, it's my birthday today, but let's be honest, I didn't earn this date.
That's on her.
Here's Hannah, who should write for Hallmark. Guys, it's my birthday today, but let's be honest, I did not earn this day. Shout out to my mom, who went full Mortal Kombat and finished the job by pushing me out of her lady cave like a champ. She did all the work. I just showed up covered in goo and screaming. Thanks for surviving that trauma, Mom, and for not letting me, not leaving me in a basket somewhere. Cheers to you and your battle-worn baby cannon. Thanks. That from the lovely Hannah.
Hannah,
right,
you
guys.
write beautifully.
All right, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefly.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, it's easy to connect to vibrant destinations across Europe. Whether you're sipping espresso in stylish Milan or raising a stein at Oktoberfest in Munich, Condor makes your journey just as enjoyable as your destination. With spacious cabins and relaxing service, your vacation starts the moment you board. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
All right, cut off until 5:08. We'll drink a toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check on Mike Hogg and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Thank you, Miles. A, quote, vast number of lonely kids are using AI as substitute friends.
Well, sure. I mean, stuffed animals, AI, Teddy frickin' Ruxpin. I mean, it makes sense.
You know what? I didn't think of it that way, Steve. That's actually really good.
Right. Teddy Ruxpin taught Baby Alive could blink. I mean, all these things. I know people freak out about AI, and for good reason. Sure. But with kids, I think the kids programming that they have with AI is probably good stuff.
You are worth it. Billy does eat glue.
You know?
Oh, no.
Whatever the kid, I don't know what kids are looking for, man, but, you know.
Right. And like anything, they will get beyond it as well. They will...
We hope.
Wean themselves off.
But I feel like the difference, like Teddy Ruxpin, is you just kind of separate from that kind of thing.
Sure.
Or AI, I mean, look, adults use AI. They might change the conversation they have with it, but I get the feeling they might, quote unquote, make friends with this thing for as long as they're alive.
Yeah.
You know, it's 10 years later, you're 16 years old, and it's like, what's going on, sir? You know, I still know you. You've shared everything. Right.
Exactly. Residents in Minnesota are fuming over 14,500 pounds of feces that birds have dropped in a local lake.
Oh, but what did they propose? The headline says, you know, that much weight of bird poop was dumped in the lake.
Right.
It's physically the birds show up at a certain time of the year on all these dead trees that line this lake, and birds poop. Right. Wait until they find out what fish do in there. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but it's like, dude, no one's dumping it in there. That's where the birds are, and that's where they poop.
It's just the perch. Yeah. What happens.
I mean, it's gross. It's not awesome, but...
Like, I wouldn't go swimming in that lake. You're going to get swimmer's itch.
But swimmer's itch.
That's the thing. When I went to a Boy Scout camp, and they warned us, of like, hey, don't go in there because you're going to get swimmer's itch.
What causes this? Is it poop?
Geese.
Oh, God.
The geese would walk around there, and they'd swim in the water, and then they would just let fly there in the water, and there's a bacteria in there that would then get onto your skin, and little mites would get in there, and they start biting all over you. Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, so just stay out of that water. Music training is thought to be a key to fighting off brain decline in older age.
I can believe it. I mean, you're learning something new.
Exactly.
Learning a new language probably does the same thing.
You know what? If you're on the younger side, do yourself a favor. Make a list of things that you want to do, things that you want to learn at some point in your life.
Yeah.
Don't tackle it all right now.
Yeah, don't worry about it. But
shelve it for a long, long time. And then when they say, hey, you need to start doing more, then you just start tacking things off the list.
There you go.
There you
That's
go.
all.
That's how you do. In a shocking study, it was found that losing a spouse can cause a loneliness that few family ties can fix.
You don't say.
Right.
They did a study to find this out.
That losing the person that you said, I want this one for the rest of my life, losing that causes a little bit of loneliness.
They seriously needed a study to piece this together. I mean, come on.
They did a study, Steve.
Yeah, you're right.
I said they conducted a study.
You're right.
And they're shocked.
You said, yeah.
Hey, I know you lost your wife. Do you feel lonely?
I mean, are you partying or what do you do? Really? You're just staying home and feel bad?
Really? Your family isn't making that better?
The people that's filled the exact same role they've always filled, they're not filling the role that now is a hole.
You talk it out with your aunt and it doesn't make it better?
I mean, like,
you still go home alone at night?
You're right. Does the bed feel big?
My gosh. Well, let's put this on the study.
Yeah, I mean, that's a massive one.
It is. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's a horrific thing to think about.
I mean, how somebody you might marry later in life, and maybe that person fills a void, but no current person fills that void.
No.
They all have their roles in your life already.
Well, it's rather devastating.
Well, it's like if you lose a best friend. It's not like someone fills that void. You have other friends, but but I miss them.
Right. Exactly.
I wonder if they do this study about each person you have in your life that you appreciate. It turns
losing
out
a best friend sucks.
Losing a cousin that you're close to. Like, yes.
Yeah.
That's why funerals are sad.
Right.
Gee, why did you think people were crying at a funeral?
And it's tough, too. It's like with a spouse, you do everything with them.
Yes.
Right.
And they know pretty much all of your secrets. It's between the two of you.
Right.
You know, what you do and do not share with the family. all that kind of stuff. Things they don't need to know, things they do need to know. What goes on in your finances, if you had a good or bad day at work or at the all this stuff.
Well, to pile on what Ted was saying there, when you lose somebody, the things that make you cry about losing that person is the parts of your life that you did those things. You know, news came along and I want to call my dad and tell, oh, yeah, that's right. This thing happened and I want to call my aunt. Oh, yeah, that's right. Losing a spouse, as Ted said, somebody who's involved in every aspect of your life. That sucks. Because everything that you do from then on.
Were you part of the study? You sound like somebody who knows what they're talking about.
I give a very good perspective view, they said, but they couldn't
You
use
kept your name off it?
That's right, that's right. It turns out that dogs can actually smell Parkinson's with surprising accuracy.
Is there anything they can't smell?
I guess not.
They can smell cancer. They can smell pedophilia on a thumb drive, for God's sakes. They can smell Parkinson's. Like, I sort of look at my dog like,
no, that thumb drive's good.
What do you do? What do you know about me that you're not telling me?
Someone in France developed a phone case that feels like human skin and can even get sunburned.
Why? And the person that buys that is also a serial killer. I mean, my
Do you like
God.
my skin case?
Feel it. It feels like a human skin.
Feels like human skin.
I need
my God.
suntan lotion for my phone case.
Are you massaging your phone case?
Yes, it's like human skin.
I'll be dead honest. If you showed up at my house and I'd feel it's human skin, I'd be like, get out.
You done? Hey, Ted, just spray it on my phone case real quick while you're at it. Just get some of that on there so I can rub
you
it
said
in.
it the same. Why? Why does anybody need that?
And why is it sunburned? Yeah, like the human skin. Like I get it. You're on
We
the
can't
darker
do
side.
that.
You're a big Halloween person. All right, cool. Fine. It is what it is. Why does it need to get sunburned?
Can I take it to a dermatologist or do I take it back to Verizon?
You just have a day at the beach and all of a sudden you look at your phone like, oh damn,
Got sunburn.
that's gonna flake.
Can it get tan lines? If it can get sunburn, that's be able to get tan lines,
Put a little
right?
bra on there.
Yeah.
Little bikini. It's got them lines.
Can we just add some hair to it, too?
Oh, man. Well, good news that we're here, guys, because I know that you know this because we don't celebrate it, but it's National Anti-Boredom Month.
Absolutely.
All right, nice.
And in case you're just not listening to our show to take care of your boredom, we got some other options.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
10 or more ways to kill boredom with fun and productive projects. While there's a treasure trove of tireless topics and tasks you can tackle, here are just a few suggestions off the top of my head. Maybe have a tickle fight with yourself. That feather duster's good for more than just keeping the wood polished. Speaking of polishing wood, sure there are plenty of not safe for work ways for you to scratch that itch. I bet you there are plenty of images stored in that spank bank of yours. Or I do hear tell of the internet and videos for your viewing pleasure. What I'm trying to say is, when in doubt, just crank one out. But close your windows, Ted.
Wow. Catching strays. So here's how you kill boredom with these productive projects. Just imagine it. You're home. You're bored. Time to tackle that to-do list.
Sometimes.
You know you've got one, that mental list of little things that you plan to get around to someday. Well, today's the day. No, I'm good. If I'm bored, that means I don't want to do anything.
That's a good point. Well, cleaning is not the most enticing. The to-do list is never, it's not like a Christmas list. It's kind of the opposite of that.
Right.
These are things I don't want to do. These are things I have to get done.
Speaking of cleaning, they say to clean out the garage if you're bored.
Brother, I've never been that bored in my life. I look at that garage, I'm like, I'm fine.
I'm doing good.
I am A-okay.
I got a basement underneath my house that's all storage. That I have a shelving unit that I could put together that my dad got me at like last November. It's still
baby
not put
step
together.
it, man. Baby step it. Just do the shelving unit first.
See, I'm baby stepping it even further. I'm thinking about doing it. Like, I should really start doing it.
You're still crawling.
That's right.
I haven't taken his first step
That's
yet,
right.
but
I'm up on the couch.
he can move around.
I'm not. I'm just going along the couch at this point. They say to take a nap if you're bored. I fully agree with that one.
Yeah,
That one I could do.
Okay. What about take a walk?
Wait for it, Miles. Cook something new. Says no, I don't mean a different kind of hamburger helper. I mean finding a recipe
What's wrong with that?
that requires some effort, preferably something that's authentically not in your wheelhouse and could be called art with the right garnish.
Yeah, use your brain.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah. I'm still thinking about the napping. I've definitely done that.
I pretty well do it every time I cook. I just cook with what I have. So every time I make something, it's basically not the same as the last time I made it.
I've enjoyed on like the times that we're off and I'm just staying at home while the wife is at work. I'll send her a handful of different recipes, like it's, the Cheesecake Factory menu. Like, all right, what are we feeling tonight? And then I'll just make it. Whatever's in those books.
And generally, if you're bored, that means you're probably at home. You already have the time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think everybody would love to cook a bigger, more elaborate dinner.
Do you own these groceries?
Right.
Yeah.
Generally, you're getting home after work. You don't really feel like it.
No.
It's already later, but like, yeah, if I have a day off and I haven't done anything by 4 o'clock, I'm back there chefing it up.
And by the way, I just want to point out, so far this list is implying that you were bored at home.
That's fair.
Because we took that flight from Germany back. I can go for a brief walk.
Yeah.
To the bathroom.
I can't really cook anything.
Well, you know what you can do on a plane?
What can I do on a plane to cure my boredom?
You're going to write a letter to your congressperson.
Oh, my God.
To kill that boredom. According to all political pundits, Congress bases its actions on what they hear from the people.
Yeah, that's it. That matters. They care.
Go ahead, write that letter on the plane.
No, write the letter to Santa Claus, brother. I mean, like, come on. Santa at least listen. Santa delivered at least 75% of what I asked for.
Yeah.
He was considerate. Write a letter to your congressperson. Like, you'll get that in an automatic response.
Right.
Thank you for your concern about this very important issue. You know damn well I'm doing nothing.
Miles, I know what you're doing, man. You're bored at home? Take up a cause.
A cause?
A cause.
Okay.
Yeah. So the person says back in the 80s, before internet and cell phones and emails, I had the privilege of working with a wonderful nonprofit group devoted to fighting pound seizures.
Whoa.
Passed out flyers.
Okay.
At City Hall. It was liberating.
Be that guy. Start knocking on the doors and handing out flyers and
That's
tell
right.
us what you think.
Why are you here? I was bored.
Bored. I don't know you, but that's why I knocked on the
I mean,
door.
like, I'm happy we got it passed. I really didn't care. I was just bored.
I was bored.
Ted, you're bored at home? Volunteer.
All right.
To take a nap.
You find that you're frequently bored, you may need a solution that's more long-term, and volunteering is a great way to spend your free time. Check out volunteermatch.org to find an opportunity that's right for you.
You know what? You can volunteer to clean out my garage. You can volunteer to help Mike put together his shelving units.
That's right.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to volunteer. Not going to clean up my place. Just say, I'll
clean up someone
volunteer.
else's.
And then I'm done by the end of August because football starts.
Yes.
10 ways to kill that boredom, Steve. You're sitting at home all by yourself. You're bored as hell. Time to change your hair color.
What? Cool. Well, my hair that's still on my head, which is on my chin, it's done it itself naturally over time.
It has.
This was black once. And look at that. With no effort, no extra money, it's gray.
You did it because
I mean, if Miles came in with blonde hair,
that'd be awesome.
it would be. But
Come on.
my first thought wouldn't have been, oh, he must have been bored.
Yeah. Just kicking it at home.
Are you bored, dude?
Had some bleach.
Yeah.
Had some bleach. Went out in the sun.
Like, what's going on, man?
No, that was bored.
Yeah, I was just bored. No biggie. You got a costume coming up? No, I was just bored.
Miles, you're bored at home. You're not going to dye your hair. No, you're going to clean out your closet.
I need to clean out my garage.
You're gonna move
That
over
would
to
be
the
something.
garage.
I mean, obviously too hot to do that right now. But
Right.
that's one thing on my to-do list.
Ted, I know what you're doing, man. You're in between quarters of the Seahawks game. You're bored. Time to organize that junk drawer. Yeah.
But it's a junk drawer.
Right.
To me, there's no, like, look, you know what you're looking for is in there. That one D battery that you don't know if you're going to need it, a pair of pliers, some other crap. Wait, it's in there.
It's a junk drawer. It's not a cattywampus disorganized drawer.
Yeah, exactly.
Alphabetize that crap.
I think we even call it a junk drawer to give us an excuse to not organize it.
This is something that honestly I think we did it as kids. Rearranging the furniture. You ever had it? You were bored at home on like a summer day, like your friends were off on vacation or something like that.
Yeah.
Either way, you're at home all by yourself. You're like, I'm gonna rearrange my room.
My room, yes. Touch my parents' furniture, then chop my hands off. My room for sure.
Yeah, you're right. You can get away with doing it in your room, but like even right now, like I have the living room set up to me the only real way I could set it up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't keep moving it around. Like, you know what? I'm gonna block off the slider. I don't ever need fresh air.
Damn right. I've looked at my living room like we could reorient this thing.
I could, but I'm not going to.
Host your own movie marathon.
All right.
Yeah, don't they call that binging?
Yes, they do.
Do I invite somebody or is it just me?
Well, if you're hosting, that means that you gotta invite somebody over, I would guess. But you could also host your own movie marathon, just there with yourself.
All right.
It's not binge watching at all.
Popcorn.
Yeah, popcorn's very important to a movie to me.
It is. You got to turn the AC way down too.
Oh yeah, make it as cold as possible.
It's be really cold in there.
Just blare it.
And the really thing, to give yourself the true theater experience, I watched 45 minutes of commercials for other movies.
Yeah.
Before
And
I
just
start
straight
the
up
one.
commercials now.
Yeah. God, you're right.
I don't know
hold
why
on.
that drove me up a wall last week. Like a preview I get. Just giving me ads?
You know, if you really want to just do a
Mentos,
pop-up,
the fresh maker.
they should do pop-ups like in the middle of the movie. That's right. And everyone has to X out of it. Geico. Save 50 G's, man.
Right.
Like every web page I click on, and I realize I say cuss words every time. Like, we're doing research for the show, which is pretty much the only time I'm on a computer.
Yeah.
Okay? Every freaking page you go to, there's a pop-up ad. Then you have the aggregate sites.
Yeah.
When you click on the aggregate site, there's a pop-up ad.
Yeah.
And then I click on whatever they're aggregating to. Pop-up ad. When I go back to the site I was just on, another pop-up ad. I'm like, guys, come on.
It's amazing at how many pop-up ads, and there's the ones that'll block out the story and then it'll bring up that pop-up ad. It's usually like, hey, subscribe to our thing. Like
I
that's
get it for yourself.
But
Yeah.
I'm amazed at the number of pages that had, it's not a subscription or anything like that. It is multiple pop-ups that are coming from everywhere, and they completely cover everything. Like, I can't go to your site anymore because I can't navigate the thing.
Here's what irritates me is that, whatever you do on whatever computer you use, all of that stuff's monitored. It's known. They try to target you with ads that, guys, in the history of me using a computer, you have to know I have no interest in anything ever.
Right.
That's just, like, my algorithm should be like, don't even bother.
Don't even bother. But I'll leave you with this last way to kill boredom, and I guarantee you we're all going to get behind it. But it does require somebody else, so you're just going to have sex.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
If you can.
But I'm not bored.
Yeah, that's not like, man, I'm bored. Let's just do it.
Let's just do it. The problem is that takes care of like 5 minutes of my boredom.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not like it takes the whole day.
And now I'm bored again.
Well, boredom when you're not lonely, sorry. When you're by yourself is different.
Sure.
Generally, if I'm sitting there with a girl, like she'll say, let's do this, or let's, you know what I mean? Like, there's something. But I mean, look, it could be a Sunday afternoon. I could be bored out of my mind, but I'm like, I don't want to go to the bars. I don't really feel like drinking right now.
I was going to say that's my go-to.
Yep. Well, you could, but I'm saying there's sometimes I'm just like,
it's not what you're feeling.
or you got to interview somebody. So you got to be to work wicked early the next day. It's like, well, I'm not going to go to the bar, but like if she's there, we might go. But like, I don't know. It's hard to me. It's hard to get bored with two people.
Mm-hmm. The LA Sheriff's Department is asking for the public's help in finding something that they lost, and it's a little embarrassing, Miles.
What is that?
Tell about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, if we made it to drinking time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink test. Scan Steve the Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yeah, today we toast an anonymous man from somewhere in New York City. Now, look, there are not a lot of details, but we do know that he launched a complaint with the Occupational Safety Board. At issue was a sign that read, quote, danger, do not touch. And generally speaking, that would not be a big deal until you realize that he got upset because he's blind. He had to read the sign in Braille.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's it. That's the story. Danger, do not touch, as you're dragging your fingers across the Braille telling you what you're doing right now is really bad. Damn it. So I don't know what it was. Right. Just listen.
Right. What is he supposed to do?
Well, that was his whole point. Like, hey, thanks for the warning, man, but the only way to know that I shouldn't have touched the thing
It's gotta be a joke.
was to read it. I don't know. Maybe. Hopefully.
I mean, someone put that on there as a joke.
I really hope so.
I mean, they'd be
I'm
like
gonna mess
reading a
with
sign that's like if you're standing here, you're about to die. Like, why? You should have put that 10 feet back.
Stop walking right now.
Yeah.
I like that.
You shouldn't be, right? Like, okay. Like a warning sign, if it's not out front, it's not a warning.
That's cool.
That's a sign that I've run into it.
It's like putting the sign on the bison at Yellowstone in real small print that says, do not approach me.
Yeah.
And by the time you get up there and read it, it's like, this is too late. So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola, bichola. All right, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This Now. 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines nonstop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X-Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
This summer, chill out with Klosstaller, the original game changer in non-alcoholic beer. Whether you're into crisp and classic, bold IPA vibes, or that fresh grapefruit twist, Klosstaller's got a flavor to match your mood. And hey, want to ride with the pioneer of non-alcoholic beer in a new way? We're giving away a custom Klosstaller beach bike. Just text BIKE to 833-426-1559 for your chance to win. Klosstaller, natural brewing, refreshing living. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 21 plus only. Restrictions apply.
At California Psychics, we know that sometimes you can wake up thinking,
I don't know if I'm in the right career, or the right relationship.
But whatever your life dilemma, at California Psychics, we'll give you the guidance you need to feel certain about your life choices. And because we only connect you with the very best, we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. California Psychics. Call 1-800-PREDICT today and get 20 minutes for just $20.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X-Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen, throw it to please everyone. Our Profile This is played.
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Dave. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores. All right, Dave, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, I do. Quick shout out to Cal Raleigh for that home run derby last night.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I believe I called it on the air with you a couple weeks ago.
Yep. And you were right. Mm-hmm. I figured you were just being a homer, and maybe you were, but you ended up being a correct homer.
Homer, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah. I would say, what do you call a man with no arms and no legs that you hit with a baseball bat? Homer. All right. Today you have your choice of one of 3 categories. We have the wonderful world of drugs. We have interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. And finally, today, we offer you License to Spill, where you guess the substance responsible for creating the mess.
Let's go with drugs.
Drugs. All right. A man who admitted to being high on drugs nearly ran over multiple pedestrians while speeding through a highly foot-trafficked area, this in Muncie, Indiana. 27-year-old Patrick Pacheco, he was arrested at gunpoint just before 4 a.m. after crashing his Ford Mustang and then fleeing on foot, kicking off a short-lived manhunt. Now, witnesses spotted Pacheco's black Ford Mustang driving recklessly. He struck a building with the Mustang, tearing a chunk out of the building and then leaving the vehicle with heavy front damage. As the first police officer arrived on the scene, he noted hearing a loud engine revving, followed by the squeals of a vehicle burning out. This is when the officer spotted Pacheco's damaged car racing past. Pacheco nearly struck the patrol vehicle while he sped past. He also drove over a sidewalk occupied by multiple pedestrians, and I love that they had this, and ran a stop sign. Now, officers pursued Pacheco, who allegedly was driving without his headlights on while traveling at a high rate of speed. Now, eventually, he fishtailed his Mustang, knocked over a street light. His vehicle finally came to a full stop after crashing into a tree. Officers drew their guns and ordered the driver out of the car. But they found the vehicle empty because Pacheco, he bailed and fled on foot, leaving behind his shoes. Numerous officers began searching on foot, using a canine to track him. He was apprehended just before 4 a.m. and held at gunpoint by officers. Now, he admitted to using drugs and drinking alcohol. He denied being the driver of the Mustang, despite the vehicle being registered under his name. Now, you might be shocked, but he was arrested. The question is, what was he high on? Was it crack? Was it meth? Was it cocaine? Or was it fentanyl? So crack, meth, cocaine, or fentanyl. What was this lunatic on? With the audacity to run a stop sign.
Yeah, that sounds expensive. I'm going to go with crack. What are you guys thinking?
Dave, I'm going to go meth. Indiana meth.
I don't know why, but maybe this guy's got a little bit of cash on him. It's cocaine.
Cocaine. Okay. What was this guy on? Crack, meth, coke, or fentanyl? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room. Category.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Drugs on profile. This man said he was, in fact, high on drugs when he almost hit a group of pedestrians.
And ran a stop sign, Miles. I don't know why you just gloss over
on the
that.
Sidewalk. Ran away. Eventually was caught a few hours later. Question is, what drugs was this guy on? He admitted to it. Was it crack, meth, cocaine, or fentanyl?
And that is a question we posed to you, Dave. Now, let us start with Miles Montgomery. You went with meth. It is Indiana. Typically, that'd be the safe choice. It was not. Methamphetamine. Dave, you went with crack cocaine, a.k.a. crack. I'm afraid that it was not crack. And by the way, Dave, a buddy of yours texted in. He's pissed off that you got on the line before him and got to play. Just thought I'd share.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it, man. And D. Smith, he said, I think he's got some money. Why not? A Ford Mustang, driving fast. And again, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Was the Mustang kind of your tipping point?
It could have been an old ratty one. For some reason, I just said it's a nice one.
If he's driving that fast and doing that kind of damage, yeah. I would think it's a newer, nice.
I'm going to go on a limb and say he's probably drunk, too.
Oh, he was. He was like, well, look, guys, yeah, okay, I admit it. I did cocaine, but really, also I'm hammered.
Yeah. Now for all TV news all the time, it is time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right. Your choices today. You got the Jimmys.
Fallon and Kimmel.
Seth Meyers. Colbert.
Steven.
Kimmel.
Jimmy.
You have a guest host.
Oh, Anderson? No, that was last week.
Anthony Anderson was last week. He doesn't have a joke in here, so I can't think of it here. DeStefano is hosting this week.
Oh.
Chris DeStefano, comedian. Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted?
That was smooth, huh, Mike?
Is it Len?
Nobody's going to guess Kimmel or DeStefano.
It is right there in the title. These guys have teams of talented writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Smooth like a cobblestone road.
Over the weekend, a group of nudists in Pittsburgh held a naked bowling event, and putting on the rented shoes was still the grossest part.
Seth Meyers.
Yeah. Valid.
Well, listen to this. Over the weekend, a group of nudists in Pittsburgh hosted a naked bowling event. Yeah. And putting on the rented shoes was still the grossest part.
The big story last week was the Espionage files and client list that we were told was in the government's hand. Then we were told the files did not exist and they had gone away. I mean, who's in charge of these files? David Copperfield?
Ted Smith.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah. Look, they're not going to get that risque.
You don't think?
No. I think if Copperfield were more current with some of his allegations, absolutely, but yeah.
Copperfield, well, yeah, no comment.
Mike and I figured David Blaine was too, so we went Copperfield.
Yeah. Well, Copperfield also has an island in the Caribbean. We'll just put it that way.
Hey, good point. A thief in Massachusetts who stole over $100,000 in rare Pokemon cards. Trust me, the last thing you want to do is tell your cellmate you're in prison for jacking a Squirtle.
That sounds...
I'm going to go Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon.
You guys get this? I heard about a thief in Massachusetts who stole more than $100,000 worth of rare Pokemon cards. Trust me, the last thing you want to tell your cellmate is that you're in prison for jacking a Squirtle.
A nudist group in Pittsburgh over the weekend held its annual Bees Out bowling event where clothing is not allowed, and much to the horror of Jimmy's 8th grade birthday party.
Seth.
Yes, Seth.
That's Seth.
A nudist group in Pittsburgh over the weekend held its annual Balls Out bowling event where clothing is not allowed, much to the horror of Jimmy's 8th birthday party.
Levi's is keeping sales high despite the tariffs thanks to the popularity of jorts. I also found some great jorts at TJ Maxx, but they were just jeans a rat chewed.
Fallon?
Seth.
That's Fallon.
Levi's said that they have been able to keep sales high amid tariffs thanks to the popularity of jorts.
Oh.
I also found some great jorts, TJ Maxx, but they were just jeans that a rat chewed.
By the way, make jorts at home and don't forget to put them in the dryer right afterwards. That'll help get your fray.
Oh, the fray. Okay.
Yeah. You want your jorts to be legit. I usually wait till the crotch area of my jeans is worn out, and then they become jorts.
Lucky us.
Yeah. All right, so last night I watched a show, Jim Thorpe, Lit by Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
It was on the History Channel. Now, Jim Thorpe, we all know for winning Olympic medals.
Correct.
And football and this and that. Miles, you might know this because you kind of grew up near Jim Thorpe, PA. which
That
is a
is a
whole
place.
weird thing. They had his body there to get people to go visit that area in Pennsylvania. But this guy is the greatest athlete of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of the, I guess, the most prolific Native American athletes.
Easily.
Correct. So Jim Thorpe is a Native American, and he's right after, you have all the stuff with the massacres and this and that.
Yeah.
So he's living on a reservation. There's not that many natives left, right? And at the time, because I watched the whole thing from Ken Burns on this too. Now, in retrospect, it's a bad idea to say, hey, put all the kids in these schools to learn English and to have, basically, we're killing all the culture they had.
Sure.
But one of the women who started that, she honestly thought she was helping them. Like, oh, I want them to be more like Americans and this and that. So he's already in these schools, right? And they learn football. Now, you got to keep in mind, in 1904, there was so many deaths in football. Deaths? Deaths. Jeez. It was a brutal game because it's not just football's different than you know it now, but also basically you could just jump up like AB did and just kick somebody with your cleats to keep going.
Oh, wow.
People were getting punched in the face, and literally people died playing this sport. I'm not going to go down the road of how it came from soccer and this and everything else. So he's playing football. He loves it. He's already a natural great athlete. There's this Carlisle school in PA, Carlisle, Pennsylvania, that's kind of famous for natives to go to. Mm-hmm. And he gets there. Their coach happens to be Pop Warner, the same Pop Warner, right, you're thinking of, who had already coached at Cornell and this and that. Okay. Harvard's the best team in the land. Harvard, I know. But it's a very preppy white sport. So by the time Jim Thorpe gets
Still is, brother.
Yeah. By the time he gets there, he's awesome at football. They start winning. He's named at Camp Randall's one of All-Americans, this and that. And the story is that one day he's walking around and he sees a guy doing a high jump. He's not in athletic gear or anything like that. He just runs over to do the high jump. And they're like, oh, he could do this.
He Forrest Gumped it.
Basically, yes. Like, you hear stories about, like, Bo Jackson in the same way, that he could, like, dunk little sticks and stuff when he's, like, 8 or 9 or jump over a river. But this guy was just that good of an athlete, dominates in the Olympics and everything, wins all these medals, comes back, still plays football. Now, what a lot of these guys would do, because baseball was super popular, they'd play on these lower minor league teams in the offseason and get a little bit of money.
Okay.
Well, you got to keep in mind, when the Olympics started, a big deal was you have to be an amateur.
Correct.
Because it was looked down upon to get paid money to play sports. I mean, this is before Ruth. Right?
Yeah.
This is before a lot of that stuff happens. So they strip all his medals. He ends up playing there. Then he ends up getting signed to play baseball because he's such a big draw.
Right.
That people are showing up, but he's never played baseball before. So it's like his first couple of years, he's hitting 150, but he didn't grow up playing the sport.
Yeah.
Right? You got grown men pumping a ball at 90 miles an hour out of mound. Just unreal story. Like, I kind of knew of Jim Thorpe.
Right.
But when you watch this, and he's just 10 years before fame hits for Babe Ruth and all those guys and this and that. But it's just a wild story. And he's that good. I would say probably the best athlete to ever live on this land.
That we know of, for sure.
Yeah. I also found out a lot of people thought he was the second incarnation of Blackhawk, who was this famous leader in his tribe that had fought all the way till the end of dying. But, like, that's where you get Chicago Blackhawks. That's why we have the Blackhawk helicopter.
Yeah.
In World War I, there was a Blackhawk ship. Because even the Americans that had fought against these wars were like, that was the greatest warrior we'd ever seen.
Yeah, you're still going to respect them, for sure.
Right, but watch Jim Thorpe, Lit by Lightning. It's on History Channel. If you have your Xfinity, I'm sure you could just talk into your remote and find it like I did.
Does your remote tell you to do that? Like, I'll know the number of certain stations that I want to get to, and I'll go there, and then it just pops up on the screen. It just says, next time, just say Discovery. I'm like, why do you care? Why do you care if I talk to you or if I just hit the numbers?
I'll be honest with you. I talk to my remote more than I talk to most people.
I'm Rory, so Rory.
You can't text your remote.
You can't. Let's
Not
see.
yet.
What else? I've been talking about him for 2 weeks. This is bad news. Who's the guy I've been talking about for a week and a half now?
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. Well, now some people are saying he might have had a facelift.
What?
No. I know. I don't want to believe it. But a Turkish plastic surgeon, which they have very good plastic surgery in Turkey, says there's a scar behind his ear that you can kind of see. So he thinks he had a facelift before F1 the movie, which I will not believe. I think he's just that good looking. Other people are saying he could have had multiple facelifts. There's also stem cell. Like, look, I'm not going to go through all this stuff. Just know this. If you're rich, it's easier to stay good pretty.
You're going to find out it was a
I'm not
facelift because it was oh, God, what's his name? I can't think of the kid's name now. Social Network kid.
Oh.
Jesse Eisenberg.
There you go.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Cal Raleigh. That was awesome last night. At one point, I couldn't figure out why his brother just wouldn't stop smiling. Then it's like, oh, he's 15.
Yeah.
He had just caught that. I thought it was awesome. And just remember, hummus does a body good. That's all I got out when I looked at Cal Raleigh. Like, hummus, huh? Yeah. Is it good? He goes, yeah. I walked away. And then to this day, I don't know if there's a
You'll
big...
never meet him again.
Right. And
You'll
I don't
never
know,
be able to fix that.
he might win MVP this year.
Yeah.
And all I got out was hummus, huh?
Yeah.
Well, watch
Probably
it.
a roasted red hummus.
I didn't even ask him what flavor.
Oh.
But he's playing in the All-Star game. That's on Fox right now if you want to check it out.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Customs official bust a smuggler hiding tarantulas inside a sponge cake.
Nope.
Meanwhile, sheriff's deputies need your help finding their assault rifle. Oops, that's quite the mistake. Delta frequent flyer uses his points to get a new kidney instead. A man realizes with his homeowner's insurance he just should bend over and spread. And a cyclist is killed when a tree falls on him, which is environmentally strange. It's time for your headline.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, our top story. We go to Los Angeles County, California, where something's missing. The local sheriff's department is now getting the public involved in finding something that they lost. The item in question is normally stored inside of the trunk of a deputy squad car and was found to be missing on the job one day. Security footage is currently being reviewed as the department retraces the steps of the deputies throughout the day, but now they're asking for the public to be on the lookout for the Colt M4 assault rifle that went missing from
How
the
bad
trunk.
do you want that back?
Really,
What's the reward?
really bad.
What's the reward? Because what can I sell that for?
You could
A
sell that for a
ton.
pretty penny, but...
That's what I'm saying.
Because the only person they can trace it back to is the cop, even though they know the cop didn't do it. But yeah.
I just want cash.
But wait, there's more. The rifle was stored in a proper case along with 5 fully loaded magazines that carry 30 rounds apiece. 150 rounds of ammunition and a Colt M4 assault rifle are missing in Los Angeles County.
Man.
That's not good at all.
No. In no way is that good.
No, it's not.
Damn.
Somebody has some explaining to do.
That's a bad day for this. Do you think cops keep all that crap in their trunk?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think he left his trunk open and someone snatched it out? Or because they keep that stuff in their trunk, someone had the balls to say, I'm going to pop the lock on a cop car trunk and
That is
snatch
the best
it?
case scenario. That is the best case scenario.
Right,
that
that
somebody
someone,
went in and popped the trunk. Because he's already got an ass chewing coming.
Isn't it sad that that's the best case scenario?
Right.
Because if they did do that, how much of an ass chewing does he get? Because you go like, look, man, I parked the car like any cop parks a car. For whatever reason, they targeted this and broke it.
Right.
However, if he didn't close the trunk all the way, that's a whole mess.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's really, really, really bad. Really bad. Yeah. In other words, I can't even understand. I'm trying to put myself in that deputy's shoes. I am shaking in my boot. I want to run.
I'm thinking of the boss's position. He's telling me this, and you're just staring at him like, I'm angry, right? But there's a more pressing issue.
Right.
At hand. I don't even know what to say.
I know
Get
what
out of
I did
my
wrong.
sight for a while. How about that?
Right.
Hey, my buddy's dad ran a dry cleaners that took care of the fire department, the police, whole deal. They had guns left in jackets, handcuffs, badges, you name it, man. And it was just waiting for someone to come back and get it. And they would always ask,
my word.
Whose is this?
Right. We don't want this.
Jeez.
Right.
In other news to Michigan, where we can always count on companies to do what they were paid for. A local man was playing in the basement with his family when their house was rocked by the sound and sensation of a thunderous boom. He rushed out to find, that's exactly what it was. He rushed out to find the source of the explosion and saw the mushroom cloud rising above the neighbor's home that they believe was some sort of an air fuel fire.
or explosion, rather. He rushed in and was able to get the resident and his grandson out of the home, but the neighbor's daughter, her husband, and their 2 children sadly were consumed by the blast.
God.
After the adrenaline of the moment settled, the man started assessing the damage of his own home, which sits just 600 feet away and includes cracks to the molding, foundation, even some damaged windows. Like, the explosion, the concussion alone will just rock things, right? So the man contacted his insurance company to get a claim for the damages, and what do you know?
They can't do it.
They're refusing to cover the costs.
Why? What is their reasoning?
I didn't dive.
Oh, the inspector won't even go on the property and look at it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because
just the insurance company says there's no chance.
Did you also notice that the article said this is the first of a few homes that have blown up in the area?
Uh-huh.
I'm like, what? You said, what?
We just have homes popping off out
No, that's
here?
what they said. There's a bunch of them just blow up.
Right.
I'm like, where in the hell do you live, man? I don't move there.
Right. At that point, I have to get rid of this house.
Is it a gas line? What is going? Whatever it is.
It must have a
Is it
fantastic
methane?
school district.
I mean, what in the hell is that? Fracking? What
Just
is
happens in that neighborhood.
What's
It has
going on?
the best school system. There's lots of parks. Now, one of the downsides, there's a 50-50 chance your house explodes.
Oh, God.
Look,
like there's a street in Baltimore where everybody has 3 arms.
Yeah.
Like, it's in Dundalk or
Right.
something.
I would say
like,
Dundalk.
move.
And like, look,
Move.
there's
Don't
some,
drink the water. Move.
There's some natural dangers anywhere you live. Over on the
Sure.
East Coast, there's hurricanes all over the place.
Absolutely.
You go down to the South, they get hurricanes, flooding in Louisiana and all that stuff. Out here, we're in the shadow of Mount Rainier, which is starting to burp a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, I get it. Those are natural dangers. Houses are just exploding.
That's
No.
too weird.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Right, that's too weird. And the other difference is, if you live in an earthquake zone or the flood zone or the hurricane zone, you're in it together.
Right.
As a community, you brace for this and you kind of get each other's back.
And they keep an eye on how things are going. You know when the hurricanes are coming.
Can't predict the gas explosion.
You can't predict when the house is just going to go up.
Oh, damn. I hope Gary wasn't home.
Right. God.
Yeah.
We got an animal story that's right out of Ted's Nightmare book. Residents of
Snake in the toilet?
It's very close. Residents of a small town in Massachusetts are being warned to keep an eye out for an intruder in the area, a ball python that has been spotted on camera slithering around. The snake appears to be about 4 feet in length, and they're asking anybody that spots it to contact the proper authorities. But I know that if Ted sees it, he's just going to grab his gun and just pop the thing.
I think a lot of people... Are they venomous?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
they're constrictors.
Oh, okay.
So keep a close leash on your pets.
Or don't, depending on how you feel about your pet.
That's fair. That's fair.
I feel better about the constrictor than the venomous ones.
Well, sure. The venomous ones
don't
are a
feel-
danger to us.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Exactly. My selfish side.
Right. The constrictor's going to zap us out of defense. Like, the venomous ones, they're just going to bite you.
Right.
Because they're jerks. But just in case those stories with the bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good
But
news.
that python could still bite you.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
just
not venomous.
It's going to.
Yeah.
Birmingham, Alabama, where a little social interaction can save lives. Since the late 80s, a local man's been traveling through the Birmingham airport on a regular basis as he travels as a consultant for car dealerships. Throughout his voyages, he always made time for the employees at the customer service stand, taking a minute to grab himself a water and chatted up with the folks behind the counter, befriending several of them. But things took a turn in our man's life as his type 2 diabetes caught up with him at the age of 74, with his health declining to the point of needing a kidney transplant. Doctors told him that it could be several years before a compatible kidney from a deceased donor could come along, and the hunt began for a living donor instead. Among those that he talked to were the same employees at the customer service counter, and one woman in particular was rather motivated to get herself tested and was delighted to see that she was a match. She gladly donated her kidney to the man, who has recovered well and has a new lease on life.
Nice.
Yeah. Men's Room Sports! The 2025 Home Run Derby came and went last night in Atlanta, Georgia, where 8 sluggers stepped into the box and put their best on display. And I'm very happy to report that the future was predicted several years ago when a young Cal Raleigh was filmed saying the now immortal words, "I am the Home Run Derby champ." Last night, those words rang true as the big dumper Cal Raleigh became the second Seattle Mariner and first catcher in the history of the league to indeed become the Home Run Derby champ. What are you going to watch tonight? The All-Star Game itself is currently underway over on Fox. You've also got Summer League basketball over on NBA Network, and you've got some WNBA basketball over on ESPN. As far as your weather, clear skies and a low of 62 tonight make for clear skies and a high of 90 tomorrow. And that is it for your headlines with that. Mike Hawk is out.
Thanks, sir. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time for the return of Who Sucks Less. The lovely Jolene's coming up next.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, it's easy to connect to vibrant destinations across Europe. Whether you're sipping espresso in stylish Milan or raising a stein at Oktoberfest in Munich, Condor makes your journey just as enjoyable as your destination. With spacious cabins and relaxing service, your vacation starts the moment you board. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.